Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.
God, it's good to be back.
Oh my God, I missed you guys. It's the first gravy day of the year. It's 2021, and I'm leaving all of our negative energy into 2020, y'all.
New year, new me.
New year, new us. Oh my God, I'm gonna be thinner, I'm gonna be fitter, and I am gonna slay in 2021, guys.
Slay King.
Slay all day. What's up, guys? Happy motherfucking Gravy Day. This is maybe going to be the longest episode of all time. I was texting with Pat earlier, and it's just like, we have 3 weeks worth of shit, really, to talk about. And that's not going to go well, and I apologize in advance, Robert. Apologize in advance if this is a 4-hour podcast.
Robert, if you want to just if you want to leave now, we can just text you when we're on the last segment.
Let's be, hey, we're getting to not cool.
Unfortunately, I got to play the Sounders. So
good point.
I have to
we really
be here.
tied him down there. And you thought you were being wise, bringing a little soundboard in. Well, that just added more.
All right, we'll
responsibility.
just play Minecraft on your computer, and we'll wave when it's time for you to do something.
He's just gonna mute himself and go watch a movie.
Hey, watch White House Down.
There you go. Speaking of White House Down, I've been thinking a lot of New Year's resolutions are big. Does anybody ever start New Year's revolutions? Because maybe we should start one with Gravy Gang, the Gravy Gang revolution. We could all buy Gravy Gang flags.
Maybe next year. Right now is
maybe next year. No, not this year. 2022.
No.
We're gonna start New Year's revolutions. Resolutions for 2021.
We gotta plan it out. See, when you do these things willy-nilly, they tend not to work out.
No.
Yeah, let's just push to next year.
We'll punt this one.
We'll wait this year. Next year, we'll just knock right through those barricades, and we'll get it going next year.
Well, there weren't any bikes on them. So yeah, I guess no New Year's resolutions.
Not this year.
I don't really bring anything for pre-com segment except that it is Three Kings Day. Shout out Brett Brandon at Price of his EJ. He was like, "Is that ironic? The first Gravy Day of the year comes on Three Kings Day."
What is that?
I don't know, but it sounds cool. And we're three dudes. That's Three Kings, bro.
I ended up seeing a tweet later where it was T.I., Bun B, and somebody else. So I don't know if they all have birthdays on this day, and that's why I honestly
probably
I don't know what Three Kings Day.
I would say I'm googling it, which is
I
great.
saw my.
Do you
let's see who gets there first?
Three Kings Day. Done.
Epiphany.
Known as Tiffany in the East. Theophany. But I like Tiffany. Epiphany, known as Tiffany in the East, is a Christian feast day that celebrates the revelation of God incarnate as Jesus Christ in Western Christianity.
Okay, so it doesn't have anything to do with T.I. and Bun B and somebody else. Somebody was just making a joke, but when you don't understand the original premise, it's easy to fall for jokes.
Cut that part out where we looked it up. So Three Kings Day again is obviously Bun B and everybody's birthday, and we're just here to celebrate them because those are the kings of the kings of underground hip hop.
Leon.
The kings of Leon.
The kings of Leon.
Wait, so hold on. Is this supposed to be Jesus' birthday?
Jesus' birthday is Christmas, guys.
But okay, we've established that it was moved to,
We've already been
to coincide
over
with the
this.
pagan holiday. But it
Don't
says
call me a
that
pagan, all right?
a theophany is the manifestation of a deity in an observable way. So when you could observe Jesus is the day he kind of popped
deity?
out. I think this Jesus' actual birthday. Is that what this is? Why is it Three Kings?
Does it have anything to do with gold, frankincense, and myrrh? There were three of those.
Is it
Three wise men? Were they kings?
Is it Father, Son, Holy Spirit?
Seems likely. Can't rule that out. Earth, wind, and water. Earth, wind, and fire, maybe. Earth, wind, and fire, probably.
Oh no, it is because it's the visit of the Magi, who were the three kings.
I thought they were wise men.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were also called the Magi. Yes, Magi, three wise men, three kings. It's all the same thing. It's just different ways of saying it.
So you had. Wait, what? Okay.
So hold on. That makes us the three wise men. So now we have to decide who would give each gift. So there was gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
giving
what
the
two
gold.
of those are.
Neither do I, but we don't need to know.
I kind of want to give away myrrh. Just sounds fun.
I think frankincense is like a scent, like a
Spice.
spice or something like that.
It sounds like Frankenstein, which makes me a little skeptical. So I'm gonna pass on frankincense.
It's an
Robert,
aromatic
if you're-
resin
Ooh.
used in incense and perfumes.
You can
Now we just
vape
need
it,
to
bro.
find out what myrrh is.
I want myrrh. I got dibs on myrrh. Robert,
So-
you want gold?
I can do frankincense, I guess. But he basically just gave him like a candle then? Like
No, Robert, you're gold because I'm
Yeah.
too
They
cheap.
get no
I'm-
incense, not even a candle. It's just like a
Even-
dirty candle.
yeah,
Even
no
if it
lighter
was
or
the-
anything.
if it was the Lord our God, I'm too cheap to give gold. So it cannot be me giving gold.
Okay.
Robert totally would give gold and suck up. Like, here's gold. It's just rich.
Oh,
I'm like,
myrrh,
here's myrrh. Like, what's that?
myrrh is also like a rare perfume. So see, that would be me.
It's actually
Like,
part of a mermaid scale.
or we could think of it this way. Like on Christmas, you guys might be thoughtful enough to give like incense and perfume, and I'm just like, here's money. No, because that's not me. I'm too cheap to give money.
Incense is like a totally.
I'll take
like,
myrrh. Robert,
shitty
you're gold.
gift,
Sorry, you
though.
get stuck with gold.
Mhm.
But honestly,
sorry.
like you
No,
would
no,
be the
Alex-
guy that.
Alex,
no,
you
I
said
called
you
myrrh.
wanted
I got
myrrh.
myrrh. I got
I'll
myrrh.
take frankincense, which is the one I wanted anyway, because Frankenstein.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
sure there's a lot of people that are very happy that they just listened to us break this down. Like,
I want to know which one wore green. Which of the three wise men wore green? That's the guy I want to be.
Is King
well, who wore
King
red,
super
white, or
green?
blue? Oh yeah, it's purple, green, and yellow, right?
Right, and like it has like a little figure. Is that? Am I thinking
That
about
baby.
that correctly? Yeah.
Baby Jesus. That's why, dude.
I don't think that's true. Like
Shut
nobody
up,
knows
Pat.
what
It
color
makes
they
sense
were wearing.
right there. It makes sense. We're going with it.
Okay, I'm actually down with
Colors?
that.
The colors are the Mardi Gras colors. I don't want purple. I got dibs on yellow.
I got green.
I got yellow.
I guess.
Which
See,
I
here's
got
what it is.
gold.
You got purple.
I was gonna ask why isn't it called Three King Cake, but I think it's because it's during Mardi Gras and everyone's so drunk it's too hard to say three syllables. So I
King.
Three King Cake is too hard. But if you
Why not
it's
call it a
King,
fring cake?
King
You
Cake,
could slur it easier.
King Cake is just easy when you're shit faced to say.
Yep.
Guys, we just figured out so much backstory for things people didn't even know they wanted to know about.
And
You're
if
lucky.
you may have known about it and didn't know that we knew more about it than you, even though we didn't know anything about it.
I can't wait to get corrected on all of this.
Yeah. At not Pat Dion, at Alex J. Middleton, at Robert Barbosa 03. Follow the podcast at PassUA Pod, Twitter and Instagram. Robert, Pat doesn't have an Instagram yet. Like, isn't it time? Isn't it time he just has one that we can tag him and shit on? Like, there's so much podcast stuff you don't get tagged in because you don't have a dumbass fucking Instagram. You don't have to be on it all the time. Just have one.
Do I need? I'm already bad.
I tried
at
to send
checking
him a video
Facebook.
the other day, and he's like, I don't have Instagram. I was like, well, maybe if you had one.
All right.
Mhm.
I joined Twitter for you guys. I guess I'll join Instagram.
And
for
Twitter
you guys,
went
too.
okay, you know?
Yeah, and
It's
it
like
ma-
watching
and
a
it ma-
car fire every day that you can
and
yell
it-
at people through.
Yeah, and when I got it, it was fine because I was still good at helping share things on Facebook, and now I'm terrible at that now too because I don't check that because I'm only on Twitter.
You were good at help. Yeah, you've gotten worse.
I've gotten way. I set an alarm at 10 o'clock each night for me to check it, and my brain naturally just goes and shuts it off every night. Like once a week, I'll actually be like, "Oh, that's what that alarm's for,"
Oops.
and do it. And you can tell because you'll see me share 9 of our things in a row.
Yep. But maybe that's your New Year's resolution is to work on that more.
I can do that.
There you go.
I've never made a okay. So I take it you guys have made New Year's resolutions in the past,
No,
right?
no, not at all. Oh, I
You've
have in the
never done
past,
one?
but not now. I'm not.
No, that's what I'm saying. I've never once made one because I know me and I know I won't do it. People are always like, I'm
Right.
gonna get in shape, and I'm like, I'm gonna eat fucking corn dogs. Like, what are you talking about?
Make your New Year's resolution something really shitty, like
Just-
that you
just
don't
be
want to
better-
end up doing. Like,
Be
I want to
better at
get really
checking
fat,
Facebook.
and then when you break that resolution, it's like a bad resolution that you broke.
You know what I should do? I should
You
change
know?
my alarm to like 3:00 in the afternoon. That way, I'm not sharing shit when people are like going to bed anyway, and I'm always up at 3:00 in the afternoon. And rarely am I already playing video games at 3:00 in the afternoon. The only day it won't work
See?
is Wednesdays when, we
Well, then,
would
you know, you-
be like just starting this.
You don't worry about it on Wednesdays. Then.
Actually, that's it. That's I'm setting my New Year's resolution right now,
Done.
guys.
Dunskies. And just like that, guys, we're solving problems. We're answering questions. It's like, how far are we into this? We're not that far into this podcast. And we're 11 minutes in, and we're pretty much solving all the world's problems. This is maybe a New Year's revolution we just started.
You just got to set yourselves attainable goals, guys.
Attainable goals. And that's
There
what
you go.
it's really
3:00
about.
every day. There we go, guys.
There we go. All right. That was the pre-comeback kid segment, the pre-cum segment that we just did right there. And let's get on into the comeback kid segment. You guys cool with that? Where we just shoehorn what's in the news? And boy,
Yeah.
oh boy, have there been some things in the news.
It's the comeback kid. The comeback kid of the week. The comeback kid of the week. Bitch.
I changed it to 4:30. A lot of times I'm still napping at 3:00.
4:30 works. 4:30
Yeah.
works. I feel like he's backing out of this resolution.
No. I just realized that alarm will go off.
Maybe not 3.
That alarm will go off in the middle of my nap. At 4:30, I'm either almost to work or back to work, or I'm at home and doing nothing. So once I get to work, I do nothing when I get there for the night shift. I can knock it out.
Yeah. You guys get it, right, guys? Hey. All right. This week's we got quite a few comeback kids for us this week. Let's start off with stimulus checks. Stimulus checks, they're back, and a lot less. It feels like I think it's 1,000 is what everybody got the first time.
No, yeah, first time. This time, you can still.
$600.
I can still get very stimulated with $600.
Right, but it's like not most people's rent. So that doesn't help.
God, no, it's not my rent
Doesn't-
either.
Doesn't really help.
But what it did was it covered the cost of my new Xbox.
Which is really what this is all for.
Plus $10. So
Plus $10. So you know what? Guess who's buying a couple packs of bubble gum?
Your boy had $10 to fuck around with. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Things are going pretty well over here in the Dion household, if you know what I'm saying, fellas. You know what I'm saying. You
Your
get a
boy
dime
grinding.
bag and go play your Xbox.
When's the last time anyone actually ever used the term dime bag?
Unless you're referring to Dimebag Daryl, it's been a minute.
I
It's
was
been a
about to
minute.
say.
I was like, damn, but that doesn't count to me. Like a dime bag for what a dime bag really is.
How much does a dime bag even fucking get you? It can't be much.
I thought you were about to ask how much it costs. And I was like, well, Pat,
No, how much is it? I don't know.
it's 10.
In my life, I never bought. I would just you don't buy by money. You buy by weight.
Right, a dime bag though always cost 10, and then you had a
Or
Nick sack.
so
A
I've
Nick
heard.
sack was 5. Right, we don't do that. We
would-
don't judge those that do. We're just saying
Just in case my grandma decided to listen to her first episode
We-
ever.
that would be funny.
She doesn't even have she doesn't have a computer
I
or
was
a
about to say,
smartphone.
It would be hilarious though. She'd be like, "Oh my God, Patrick!"
I hope I get a text from one of my aunts like breaking it down to me later though. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Does your grandmother call you Patrick?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like a Patrick thing. Patrick and Andrew. What are you doing?
Actually, she usually does this thing. Both my grandparents do it. They've done it for years. It's not because their mind is slipping. It's just like they've got great. So they'll be Andrew, Patrick, Andrew, Pat, and they say the wrong name, and they'll like go back and forth 3 times every time.
That's funny.
But like, there's no Alzheimer's or anything like that. They just always do it.
Your sister's Cassie, right?
Yeah, but they're still they're still sharp.
Is it Cassandra?
Yes.
Do they call her that?
No, Cassie.
Well, I didn't know if like that seems like a grandparent thing to like call them all by their like full name. Like
Yeah, but
you know,
Cassandra,
birth name.
Cassandra's just an asshole name. Everyone's Cassie. That's it.
And so
I mean,
basically,
honestly, if someone called her Cassandra, nobody in the room would look, and she wouldn't look either.
okay. All right. Well, ask a question, get an answer.
Learn
So
about
we were
Pat's
talking-
family.
We were talking about stimulus checks and somehow got to that. And yeah, stimulus checks have gone out to some people. I don't know about you guys. I haven't got mine. I haven't got my $600 yet. Where the
Really?
fuck is it? Yeah, I'm upset
Dude.
every day. I keep checking that motherfucking thing. It's like the memes, like me checking my stimulus check. Like, where is it? Hello.
I didn't even know. Like, I woke up, I checked my phone. The group chat was already going that day. And it was like the first day they went out. It was Monday. And my buddy was like, got my stimulus check. I was like, I didn't even know they were starting to send them. And he goes, yeah. And I checked my account and it was there. And this was what, 2 weeks ago?
You're like, well, hot dog.
Yeah. Actually,
Well, I haven't got
let's
mine,
see.
and I'm
It
pretty
was, 2 weeks ago because that's how long I've had my Xbox. And it was like 2 days after I got my Xbox.
Shout out Raimundo.
Shout out Remoto. Hey, guys, I've got a new Xbox. Do you guys? No, because you're a bunch of pores.
Pass the Gravy's Man of the Year. Reserved it for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was already staunchly in like the finals of it, but that just kind of
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
but it's
tough
just
one.
like that's gonna put you over the end. How is it? Is it pretty sweet?
Oh, it's so dope. Everything loads so fast.
Makes me jealous.
Yeah. I don't know how many of y'all play Valhalla out there, the new Assassin's Creed game, but you know how like when you fast travel, this would take 2 seconds. Everyone doesn't give a shit. It usually takes like 15 seconds. Now it's like 5 seconds. Boom, done.
That's pretty dope.
It's so dope. So now I'm
pretty dope.
replaying Red Dead Redemption just to see how fast that is.
That's cool.
It's pretty
too.
cool.
It's a good game.
It's pretty cool.
Good game. So stimulus checks, they're back this week. Our other comeback here we got Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea. We are a Southern Star podcast. Everybody knows that. Shout out Southern Star Brewing Company, best beer in the whole wide world.
But they don't make a tea yet.
Twisted, they don't make a tea. If they did, it would be the best kind of tea ever. They are making a Pass the Gravy beer, Darling Like a Marlin Ale, or IPA or whatever it is. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but it's coming out later this year. That's the plan.
Well,
And
It'll be a tap room release, guys, so make sure you go up and get it. We will. We'll be there.
I'm gonna have so many like growlers of it. I'm just gonna fill. I'm gonna be. Can I just bring like a tub? Just bring
Oh,
like a whole like igloo cooler and just fill it up.
I'm going to bring a bunch of plastic bags and a vacuum sealer. And I'm going to vacuum seal my beer. And then just whenever I want to drink it, just pop a straw in that bitch.
So, like a big ass Capri Sun.
Yes. An adult Capri Sun.
Exactly.
Now I actually want to do this.
But Twisted Tea is back, and it's back because I don't know if you have seen the video. I made Robert watch the video.
It's
Pat
so
watched the
good.
video. Maybe you haven't seen the video, but you've seen the memes with Twisted Tea. A dude was in a gas station, and he was standing in line behind someone else, and the guy kept saying the N-word, and he asked him, please stop saying the N-word to me.
It was a white guy that kept saying it.
It was a white dude saying it to a black guy, and the white guy continued to say it, and it was really uncomfortable to watch. And then the dude, the black guy was holding a tall boy Twisted Tea. That was what he was buying, and he dropped it in his hand. The other dude's like, what you gonna do, smack me with that? And he just stands up, smacks the shit out of the guy,
Lit
beats the
him
fuck
up.
out of him, and then just waits for him. And he's like, we good? We good? We good?
Well,
Okay.
I feel like people might be confused who haven't seen it. You said he smacked him with it. He beat him up. He didn't smack him, then beat him up. He hit him once.
He
One
smacked the
time with
fuck
that
out of him
Twisted
with
Tea.
a Twisted Tea. The guy drops. Then he
Dropped
beats the
him.
shit out of him.
No, he didn't hit him after that.
No, then he started wailing on him. If you saw the video,
I have. I feel like maybe I'm remember. I thought he didn't hit him after
there was
that.
a clip. There was a clipped video, a clipped version of it. But then he kind of like he just wails on him, and gives him like 4 or 5 right to the face.
Oh,
and
so
then
I only saw the
he
clipped
holds
one.
him up and says, "We good? We good?" And then like it was funny because it's some like it sounded like some like hillbilly lady had like she was filming it and she was like, "Ah, you were asking for it, buddy. Yeah, you got what was coming to you."
That is the best thing when you have just that hillbilly lady in the background providing commentary, like, you fucking idiot, you did this to yourself.
And like, she wasn't like ruining the video, because there are people that it's like, dude, I don't want your commentary. I don't want your commentary in the whole video. You show me the video. You can say something at the end, but I don't need your interview.
You want the one line from that lady. Like the kid also that was like crashing his car into other cars. You saw that video?
No.
It started out, the lady was filming. The kid had like turned into the parking space, but like drilled her car. And she was like, all right, well, like he was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, all right, well, call your mom. I'm calling the cops and give me your insurance. And he goes and backs out to try and run away and immediately runs into another truck that's parked. Even though this kid 3-point turned out of there to be straight and still somehow hit a truck that was parked. And you just hear this woman in the background go, you goddamn idiot.
Yeah. You can't,
I can't believe
there are people that try and
that one
hijack
blew
the
up
video.
just after Twisted Tea. That one blew up just after Twisted Tea. I don't know how you didn't see it.
I was pretty late to the Twisted Tea party, because I was like, what happened? And then you watch the video. It's awesome. Just say Twisted Tea video and you'll see it if you haven't saw it.
Yeah.
But like, all the memes are great. Twisted Tea is back in a big way. And it's
Twisted
just one of those
Tea.
it's one of those rare cases where you're just like, you know what? Justice was handed out. Because I read in the article I was reading when I was like, what is this? What is the Twisted Tea memes from? And like, it was like some like Orlando news station had like written it, and it was like, police were not called to the scene, no charges were pressed, but many online have said that street justice was handed out. And it was like, yeah, no, like that guy got his ass beat. We don't need to bring the cops or anything. And it's like, that guy got his ass beat. I think he learned. He might have learned.
2 things need to happen from this. One, Twisted Tea needs to give this guy either an endorsement or just like a free year of
He's the
Twisted
new Ocean
Tea.
Spray guy.
Yeah. And Twisted Tea needs to change their logo to Twisted Tea, the official hard tea drink of knocking out racists.
Don't tread on me. Twisted Tea.
Twisted Tea, knock out a racist.
Yeah. And then you can have weird groups like protesting, but it's like, hey, oh, I'm sorry. Are
Fuck
you
it.
defending racism?
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
okay,
That's
idiot.
what I'm saying. Just that's what you do. You do like something like that you know will garner more attention and people will counter protest you, which gives you more publicity. And then everyone's like, yeah, but like they're racist, so let's go buy Twisted Tea and support. Boom. But also definitely give this guy an endorsement deal or like a year's free of Twisted Tea.
Or let him fight Jake Paul. But he gets
No.
Twisted Tea hands.
Oh, Edward 40 hands with Twisted Teas.
Edward
It's a fight.
Tea hands.
How big are those cans? Like 32 ounce?
Mr. T. So we call him.
How has nobody
Mr.
online
T.
called this guy Mr. T yet?
Somebody has to. Dude, there's too many memes. There's too many memes out there. I couldn't even keep up.
I
couldn't even keep
fights Mr. T.
T-Pain was the other one. Where it was
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
T-A-I-N. That was pretty funny. But yeah, so Twisted Tea is back. I apologize if you're listening right now and or if you watching and you don't know what we're talking about. Just go Google like Twisted Tea.
By now you should have Googled it real
You'll
quick.
find out. You'll find out.
It's
But,
like it's a what, 2-minute video?
not even. The full video is like 3 minutes maybe.
Yeah, so you should have already paused us and watched it and been back to us by now.
Bada
if you
bing,
didn't know what we
bada
were
bing.
talking about.
And I did say, if you're listening or watching, which I feel like a lot of you guys miss out on a lot of the work that Robert does too. Robert does all the video editing and all that stuff. Pass the Great Pod on YouTube. That's our YouTube, right?
Yep. That's
Okay, I was just double check. I was like, please tell me I did. If you type Pass the Great Podcast, will show up, and then you can watch every single episode. Robert edits and uploads, and like I know a lot of people do watch the episodes, and just a couple of days after the episode's out on iTunes, he'll post it up there on Facebook if you want to go on our Facebook page there, and on our YouTube. So go subscribe to our YouTube. That's gonna be our New Year's resolution this year, is to get a ton of subscribers to the Pastor Gravy YouTube, because like we always
Subs.
say like go watch it, but then I'm really bad about promoting it. So subscribe, like, and subscribe. What's up, guys?
Click
It's
the link
Pastor
below.
Gravy.
Like and subscribe
Click the
down
link.
here.
Click the link. Link right here. Link right here. Double click it. Click it and unclick it, then click it again. All right, you guys. We'll see you guys later. Hey,
Smash that like button.
smash, subscribe, like,
Smash it.
subscribe.
Right there, guys. See that? It says subscribed.
subscribe,
I don't know if you see it.
unsubscribe, and resubscribe, and subscribe again. But yeah, go check it out. And it's pretty funny because like sometimes if you just throw it on, it's like the channel or whatever, and it'll just throw random videos. Like, remember when we did the podcast in person, and it was like I'd be like I was across the table from Pat, and Robert's like right behind Pat. Like, remember that? That was
Oh, don't make me cry, man.
that was fun. That was cool. And like we
So-
actually had video then too. And it's like, oh, hey, remember we could like touch people?
Oh my God, what episode is this?
This
Right
is
now.
389.
So it has been 54 episodes since we've been in person. Last one was 335.
Dude, I was thinking that when I was so I edited the best of.
Oh my
and,
God, the
like,
last name of it was Quarantina Turner.
Yeah. Because I remember
Damn
we
it.
were like, you know, until there's like a scare or anything, like we can, like until we don't feel comfortable or whatever. And then somebody at my office, they got it. And I was like, guys, I think we may have to do this virtual.
Yeah. Well, not quite 54 full because, you know, a lot of these were just, you know, your bonus episodes that you worked so hard on and we all appreciated you
The
for,
most
Alex.
episodes we've ever done in a year.
Yeah. So probably actually more like 26 episodes in that
Still
range.
been a lot. It's still been a lot though.
A lot. A lot.
And I was talking about it today because like it's not even like February of last year was kind of like we were still like it's probably not a big deal. Like I think everybody's making a big deal about it. And then we're, oh no, this is actual real stuff. Like okay, and it's like that feels like it was like 5 years ago.
Dude, it's so long ago.
But it wasn't even a full year.
We're coming up like almost a year.
Right, and it doesn't at all feel like it's been just a year. It feels like it's
Like-
been forever.
Like this time last year is when we were first starting to hear reports, I think, of like China's got some shit going on, right?
Yeah, like,
roaming
what's going
people
on?
in their
It's
homes?
not coming over here.
We're like, yeah, no, we don't need to close down the borders or anything. We're good. It's not going to get us. And then it got Italy, and we're like, well, yeah, but that's Italy. It's not going to get
They're
us.
Italy.
We're like, oh, yeah, we didn't think that China and Italy are pretty fucking far apart. If it gets spread that far, it gets spread to us. And we're like, nah, we're good.
Oops. So yeah, but that circling back, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then on our Facebook
Definitely.
page, Robert also posts all the videos on Facebook as well. And we just posted the photos from the 7th annual Christmas Spooktacular. It was pretty fun and a lot of funny pictures from there. If you want to go see our photo album from there, just go
Well-
like our Facebook page.
Right now, we've got 274 subscribers. We should do something when we get to 300, right? Like at 300, I'll send you guys all a video of me doing standing toe touch.
Yes, Pat will do that.
Every 50, we'll come up with something else. You guys get us that mark, and we'll
Every
we'll do
100,
something
we
stupid
know.
for you.
You start at 100. Set the bar at 100. We're gonna do way too many things because Gravy Gang, they get it. They go out there and they just you gotta hit that
Yeah,
subscribe
but-
button.
But I'm not above debasing myself. I don't give a
And also
shit.
go follow us on Twitch too. If you don't follow us on Twitch, we're gonna work on that. That's our New Year's resolutions. YouTube subscribers, and we're gonna get better at Twitch.
Well, all right. So right now, if we get to 300 subscribers, I'll send you guys a standing toe touch, and then we'll figure it out after that.
Correct.
So you can see how sick athletic I am, right?
If we get to 500, Pat will do the Beyonce single ladies dance in a unitard.
I will. If we get to 600, Alex will do a butt chug.
No,
I said
won't do
yes
it.
to your thing. You guys said yes to my thing.
It was a totally different like. I would have learned to dance.
Butt chug.
No.
Everyone, just tweet Alex butt chug.
I don't
So
know.
he knows he has to do
Give us the followers and give us the subscribers, and we'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
so let's move on to our next comeback kid, a familiar comeback kid to this show, The Office. The Office.
Never watched it.
At midnight on January 1st said, "Fuck you, Netflix. We're out," and it headed on over to Peacock. And I don't know if you've watched any NBC programming. I do watch soccer, so like that's on NBC, and NBC wants you to know Peacock's got The Office.
Got
Peacock
Yellowstone too.
has The Office. The cock has The Office. It does. And I've shit on Comcast Xfinity a lot. Shout out Comcast Xfinity.
Because
you
we get
pay
it for
the
free.
You pay the $1 billion a month for fucking cable, and they're like, "Hey, we'll throw on Peacock." Still with ads, but whatever. It's free. So it's not really free, but it's sort of free, and it's got The Office on it. And a lot of people were like, well, why don't you just buy the box set of The Office? Like, that would be an easier thing to do. Yes, would have been an easier thing to do, but I already had Peacock, so like I didn't have to worry about it.
Plus,
I have watched so much Office since January 1st on Peacock. It is so much better. It is so much better. They have the deleted scenes. They have these things called superfan episodes, and they only have season 3. But it's awesome because all of like the deleted scenes that you used to see, they place them correctly in the show. So like the
wait.
show,
So only on season 3 do they do that?
they've only done it on season 3 so far. They're going to release other seasons.
All right, that's pretty
probably
fucking
putting
cool.
it together. But they're called superfan episodes. So you can watch the regular 22-minute episodes that were on TV, but the superfan episodes are like 31, 33 minutes, and it's got random little like Creed Bratton is in so many random minor plots that like got cut out. But like you see so much Creed and you love it. And like Ryan and Kelly, there's way more of them, and there's weird little like Pam segments. But then it's also funny because you'll see stuff that they cut out of certain episodes, but they left like the end bit in, and you think it relates to something else when it really related to something else. Where you're just like, oh, that kind of ties into what they were really doing perfectly. But like, I don't know. I loved it. It felt like we were watching new episodes of The Office. We burned through season 3 in a little over a day.
How many episodes are in season 3? 20-something?
22.
So legitimately, I would guess you probably watched 8 hours in the first day,
Yeah.
at least. Yeah.
I mean, it was like New Year's Day, so like
You're just hanging around the house anyway.
there were college bowl games, but then those were at a certain like the Alabama game wasn't really close, so you throw that on the iPad and you just watch.
Hey,
The
shut up.
Office.
Hey, shut up.
My bad. I wasn't not intentionally, but my logic was like
I've got
Emma's not
feelings
as big
too,
of a football
man.
fan. I apologize. Thoughts and prayers to the Irish.
No,
was
I
thinking about
know.
you,
I
buddy.
knew it was gonna. Hey, we covered, baby. That's all I wanted.
They
I
did
told you
cover.
to hammer. Told you to hammer that plus 20.
They did cover. That's the one thing they won, I guess. That is the one thing they won.
That's literally all I was hoping for.
But The Office, man, like I love that show. I didn't think I could love
So
it
good.
anymore, and I love it even more with the superfan episodes. Bravo to Peacock, NBC, to Comcast for hooking us up for free. I guess even though I'm not really getting it for free because we're still paying for cable every month. But
But you're not paying any more.
the super fan episodes. If you're a fan of The Office, you probably already watched it if you have Peacock. If not, like that's a reason to get Peacock. Just get the trial run, watch it for a week, and you're like, holy shit, these episodes are better.
I can't
So,
wait for them to do that with
pretty
Parks
sweet.
and Rec. Like, if
And
you
you
can
can
give
go
me
watch
more.
all of like the deleted scenes on their own anyways. Like you can see like
Yeah.
extras, table reads, and all that stuff. But like the super fan
Ooh,
episodes
table
is totally
reads.
worth it. Yeah. Yeah. It's good
Because
stuff.
I imagine there's a shit ton of like table reads where they're just dying laughing trying to get through the fucking scene.
Yes. And the bloopers too.
Yeah.
So that was pretty great. It's pretty great.
I
The
just-
Office, always good to have it back.
The way you feel about The Office is how I feel about Parks and Rec. So I can't wait for them to do the same thing with Parks and Rec.
But don't you think they would have already? I think like
No,
they
because
realize
Office.
what a blowtorch The Office is. Like, because I know, like, I love Parks and Rec too, but like, it's like in like Netflix's eyes, like Netflix didn't really fight to keep Parks and Rec. I think they fought to keep The Office for an extra year. Parks and Rec,
Yeah,
been gone
but
for
also
a
they
while.
couldn't get the rights. Like obviously they were going to lose The Office, and that is what. But Office is the show.
But they
It's the
paid
main
to keep
one.
The Office more. They paid to keep it for an
Yeah.
extra year. They
Well, but
didn't
also,
do that for Parks and Rec.
Think about it from NBC's perspective. All right, we'll make this extra money on this. We'll build up that it's coming to us. We're going to build this up. We're going to go. Once it comes, then we're going to start releasing Office extras and these bonus episodes, like you said, or whatever, the super fan episodes. And we build it up that way because it's going to work the most with The Office. Once we get that and that's going, and we garner the interest from that, bam. Then what's our next biggest show? Parks and Rec. And we fucking throw it over to those guys. You start with
I mean,
The
they're gonna have
Office
to finish
because
every season of The Office, but yeah,
yeah,
totally agree
well,
with
that's
you
what I'm saying.
that
It's gonna be a slow rollout, and as soon as they're done with that, and people are like, oh, what are we gonna do? Bam, you hit them with the same thing for Parks and Rec. You just keep roll. That's how you make this Peacock network financially viable. You just keep rolling it out slowly with the same shows that you haven't made any new episodes on in 10 years.
Don't
And I'm all here
Don't-
for it.
sleep now, but like, I think Peacock may already be the better streaming service. I think like right now, if you're power ranking streaming services, a lot of people would say Disney Plus is up there at probably 1. But I think Peacock, like, I also think CBS All Access is. I think CBS All Access is very strong too, and it's very underrated.
I would still say Netflix is king.
Netflix is probably king just because people know it more, but like better streaming service, I think Peacock wins.
No, here's
it's got
why
all
I say,
of one. It's got 30 Rock. It's got The Office. It's got Parks and Rec, like you said. It's got King and Queen. It's got. I mean, for me, it's got all the shit I watch, and it's got NBC Sports. So it has. If you watch soccer, that's also on it too already.
Nobody does, just you.
A lot of people.
Sorry, but it's. But here's why Netflix is king. Is you pay for it and you get it. You don't have to pay extra to get no commercials.
Right, but like, that's all I got going for them now.
Why, no, that's not all. They still have fucking everything.
Still have a bunch of like original programming that people watch all the time.
But it's not The Office.
They've got mega deals with fucking Dave Chappelle and all these other comedians to have exclusive rights. They've got Adam fucking Sandler under an exclusive rights thing for like 3 more fucking movies.
Netflix isn't going anywhere. I just think Peacock's
Netflix is not. That's why. No, I'm with. Well, you think Peacock's better because it has The Office and it's your favorite all-time fucking show. And if you could only watch one thing,
Parks and Rec and 30 Rock.
But if you could only watch one thing for the rest of your life, you would choose Office over The Giants.
No.
Actually, yeah. As it came out of my mouth, I was like,
would you still pay? Would you pay for Peacock if it didn't have The Office?
Absolutely.
Alex does.
If somebody was smart enough,
pay for shit.
If somebody was smart enough, they would just have The Office streaming service, and I would pay for the rights to just watch The Office. Alex, why don't you just buy the seasons on iTunes and then you can watch it? Yeah, you're right. I should do that. But I would like if you were like, "Hey, Alex, it's called Office Flix, and it's $7.99 a month, and you could watch all The Office." Like, I'm there. Got it. It's like, but you're an idiot. Like, if you over the time, it's like, yeah, I know. Whatever. But The Office, it's back, guys. I highly recommend checking out the Superfan episodes if you have Peacock and you have not done it yet. Another comeback kid we got. Let's get into some sport-related comeback kid. You know what? Let's not get into sports-related ones. Let's get one other one out of the way. Dr. Dre, man. Dr. Dre is back in the news, and like this is one of my biggest like fears is like he had a brain aneurysm
because there's nothing you can do.
Like it just happens. It happens, and it's like
there's no amount of money you can spend. There's no level of healthcare that you can buy into to protect yourself from it because it happens.
It just happens, and man. There was a part. It looked like we may lose Dr. Dre last night when we were on January 5th, the night before we were recording this. And I don't know, dude. Like, I don't really get like worked up. I wasn't like crying or anything, but like I was like down, and I was like, oh no, not Dr. Dre, not Dre.
I mean, I wouldn't even say I was down. I was just, oh shit, not Dre, come on.
Tom Petty
definitely affected me.
Like Tom Petty was like, oh no, not Tom.
And I'm not even a massive Tom Petty fan, but I'm also like, I respect Dre.
Like
I like Dre shit. I'm not a massive Dre fan, but I was like, come on, not Dre. Come on. And then by the end of the night, he had put out a statement. It was like, guys, I'm doing good.
You see what happens when you forget about him, guys? Stop forgetting about Dre.
Yeah, no, I made that same bad joke in the group chat. Somebody goes, did you hear about Dre? And I was like, yeah, I heard a lot of people had actually forgot about Dre.
Oh no, I know. I'm just recycling.
Everybody made that joke. Everybody, but it's the joke you have to make. It's the joke you have to make.
Future verbal meme. Like, God forbid. We're glad he's okay, but eventually, everybody dies.
1 year to the day. 1 year to the day is when it's going to happen.
No, God forbid. And no. We're not even putting that voodoo on him. We are not putting any kind of voodoo like that on Dr. Dre. Okay. But, inevitably, there will be a day when Dr. Dre, like everyone else, passes away. And if you don't think Twitter's going to be like, Dr. Dre said, nothing, you idiots, Dr. Dre's dead.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
Like, that's totally going to be a very
I was thinking you were going to say when Dre dies 1 year later on, like, the anniversary of his death, people are going to be like, Dre died 1 year ago today. Bet you forgot about Dre.
Oh, that is in itself also going like there will be so many memes, and he couldn't like the beauty of Dr. Dre, the pureness of Dr. Dre is like he didn't know what
His
a meme
music?
was. He didn't know, but like he didn't know what a meme was. Nowadays, you got these TikTok rappers, you got these kids out there doing these things that they know are going to go viral, and it's like that's not as real as when
Also-
Dr. Dre did it. And it's like Dr. Dre wasn't like memes weren't a thing when Dr. Dre put this stuff out, and we're making Dr. Dre. We shared a Dr. Dre meme the other day on Pass the Gravy's account, and it was like Dr. Dre wrote that song forever ago. Like memes were around. Like okay, like that's he transcends everybody.
Also, you're putting that on Dre, but that was M's line on that song.
Right, but it was in a Dr. Dre song too. It was in an Eminem song featuring Dr. Dre produced.
Yeah. You're giving all the credit to Dre, which can't be mad at. He's a fucking
If
genius.
you don't give him all the credit, you forget about him, and he really
Dr.
did, like,
Dre
do
is
a lot of that, like launching Eminem. Like Eminem. No Dre, there's no Eminem.
Dr. Dre is what Kanye thinks he is. 100%.
Is Kanye a better rapper than Dr. Dre though?
Well, that's the thing. Dre, his main thing was never rapping. He was on the producing side, and he did rap
Right.
too, and he was
He
good.
did rap.
But his main thing was producing. But I'm saying his impact and just like everything he fucking did
I
to
agree.
help like push this.
Agreed.
That's and how great he is.
And Kanye could have been, but then he just was like, "I'm
And
going
that's
to
what-
be crazy and do the
And
Marilyn Manson route."
And some people are probably like, "Pat, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about," and that's true because I'm not that into rap. It's not really my thing. But also, Kanye's fucking like he called himself the lyrical voice of a generation 15 years ago, or 10 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, and he's just gone progressively more fucking crazy, and you all allowed it to happen. And like I said, I don't know a lot about it. I've heard like everything he's done since College Dropout hasn't been that good anyway.
It's not been
He's had
all
some
terrible.
good stuff here and
It's
there,
not all
but
been terrible.
no, I'm not saying terrible, but it's not like College Dropout, from what I hear, was fucking amazing. Everything else he's done, like he's done some good shit since then, but nothing
But
that
when you do
like, matches that.
when you do high school dropout, college dropout, like when you do all that stuff, like it's so hard to like top that. Like you peak, it's like how do you get better than that? And I
But I
get
mean,
like, the greats do, but like I don't know.
Does
I don't
it
think
match up?
Kanye's the greatest rapper of all time or anything like that.
Oh
but
God, no.
I think
But
I
this-
agree with you. Dre has more of an impact. I think Kanye's a better rapper than Dre was, but Dre has done more to like make hip hop mainstream.
I mean, he was at the beginning too, so like
He
it's,
started.
there's that
Started the whole movement,
there's like
and
that part of it. But like College Dropout, is it even as good as The Chronic? And like you said, like
nothing.
Dre's main thing wasn't even rap. And part of what made The Chronic great was not just his rapping on there, and it was the production and all that shit that Dre does. But like, I mean, it's The Chronic.
Right. So Dr. Dre, man, hopefully he makes a full recovery. I just spilled beer on me, and I'm really
Yeah.
sad that I spilled
Well,
beer.
shit,
and
you know
wasted
what?
Southern stuff.
We might as well shoehorn this one in while we're talking about it. Kanye.
He's getting a
He's,
divorce.
Wow,
He's getting a divorce.
Who saw that one coming? Literally
Yeah.
everybody in the world.
Really
Literally
shocked
everybody
us
in the
all,
world.
huh?
Also, some people were like, how was anybody shocked by this? 6 months ago, he was tweeting about how he's been pushing for a divorce and Kim won't let him get it. And we're like, oh, yeah. Forgot that happened. That was like 30 years ago in the quarantine.
But that's like that's the beauty of Kanye is like he's just like keep yourself in the headlines. People forget the headlines at a certain point, and then you can just make your own narrative.
Is that the beauty of Kanye, or is that the goddamn
Yeah,
it, Kanye hasn't taken his medicine?
It's a very
in so fucking
self-destructive
long?
beauty of Kanye. It's like a beautiful disaster.
Everyone in the world knows Kanye needs to be on some sort of medication. And I don't think he is.
Who are you?
Or he's not
Pharmacist?
taking it. No, but my mom is.
Okay, so
Also,
he's
I can
half of
just
a
see
pharmacist.
I can look at how someone is acting and go,
Tell
yeah,
me
that
you
guy
use
needs to be
that. Though.
medicated.
Tell me you use that. Like,
No.
My mom's a pharmacist, dude. Trust me.
No.
You should. You should. I would definitely
Yeah.
use that flex way more if I were you.
Well, first of all, it does not come up as often as you would think it would.
Right.
Because I've never had the chance to say
Any
that. But
medical
also,
discussion, you're like, nah, bro. I'm pretty sure it's because of this. My mom's a pharmacist. Just
hold on. Let me text my mom. She'll know.
And you don't text her, but you just agree with whatever you already said.
No, the only time it's ever come up is when someone goes, "Hey, what does your mom do?" Oh, she's a pharmacist. All right, you know what I should do from now on when somebody says, "What does your mom do?" Just go, "Pills, baby."
I've had some issues with my motherfucking pharmacist that we'll get to in the end of this podcast. And not cool section.
But yeah, Kanye is getting a divorce. Not even the least bit surprised. Honestly, I'm shocked it lasted this long.
7 years?
It's been
Pretty nuts.
That's even longer than I thought it was.
Pretty nuts. I think something like that. I don't know. But yeah, Kanye West, he's also back. So is Kim K. Let's move on to some sports-related comeback kids, all right? Now,
All right.
these are loosely sports-related, but they're also very sports-related in the same way as the New York Times is back, along with UConn, the University of Connecticut. So, all right, Pat and I are going to get into this for a little bit, I feel like. But, like, this wokeness in sports, and I'm not talking about kneeling or anything. This is not at all related to that.
No, we're talking about
you do you.
journalistic
wokeness. Like, let me just turn my nose up to, like Deadspin. Fucking, they love the smell of their own farts more than anybody I know.
Hate that entire company.
The New York Times also loves the smell of their own farts. I know
Hate
this
that
because
company.
the article that I have shown to you guys, you can't really read the whole thing. You can't read it is not a New York Times article that I sent you. I sent you another article that breaks down the New York Times article because I don't fucking have the money. I do have the money to subscribe to a million other fucking like streaming services, but I'm not gonna pay $2.99 a month to fucking read the New York Times. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. But the New York Times, who crowns a college football champion every year, usually they just use like the coaches poll and all of that, and they'll be like, okay, well, Alabama, and now there's a college football playoff, so Alabama or Ohio State will be 1 and 2. Those will be number 1, number 2 at the year-end poll. The New York Times would usually just mirror that.
I would say it should still be Notre Dame because once again we are the graduating champion, most graduated athletes.
What do kids go to school for? They go for the classroom and not for.
And that's what college football is about.
You know what? I agree with you, Pat. Bravo to Notre Dame for
like
getting it done in the
row.
classroom. Yeah, you can get it done on the field, but how about the classroom, pal? How about when you put out the pads and you break out the pens? Then who's the real winner? Exactly. But the New York Times this week, the national championship game plays Monday. It's not been played yet. But we already have a national championship according to the New York Times, and it's the University of Connecticut. I almost said the United States of Connecticut. The University of Connecticut is your national champion. Pat, what is UConn's record this year?
Now I'd have to do some calculation, but I believe it's 0-0.
That's right, because they did not play a season this year. They took the coronavirus very seriously, and we're not shitting on them for taking it seriously because everybody had their opportunities, and they decided to forego this season. They decided to forego this college football season. UConn, absolutely terrible college football program. Fucking horrible. So they're probably like, do you want to get just the shit beat out of us and also risk catching a disease? Or do you want to just like not lose every game 85?
In their defense, though, they are undefeated.
They are undefeated. You can't take that away from them.
Actually, I think it had nothing to do with the coronavirus. I feel like they thought – remember when Bob Diaco tried to create a rivalry game with, what was it, UCF? I think they were just like, dude, let's take one year off so we don't have 1 week where everyone makes fun of us for creating a rivalry where the other school beat us.
Civil conflict.
Beat us in the opening year and did not accept the trophy.
They're like, yeah, it's not a rivalry. We don't want it.
UCF just left the trophy at the stadium and went home.
You know how big of a rivalry, Central Florida has with Connecticut because it's so close.
Woo.
They're running each other all the time there throughout the record books. But UConn didn't play, and they were just saying that they were applauding UConn for being responsible and doing all of this. And this came a day after I wanted to throw up reading a Deadspin article. I usually want to throw up reading a Deadspin article. And it's like,
I don't know why you
bad.
do. I refuse.
I feel bad because I always click it. And it's like, I just want to I like anger read it. I just hate read the whole thing. And it was like, why? Because the NFL was like, hey, congratulations to the NFL. Everybody's like, hey, congratulations to the NFL. They made it through an entire regular season without any games being canceled. They had games that were postponed, but they didn't have to cancel any game. What a feat for the NFL to do. And Deadspin's like, the NFL celebrating making it through an entire season is not something to brag about. And it was like, dude, go fuck you, like, for hating sports. Like, go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Fuck you, just for, like, there were people this year that were just they were rooting against. We remember those people. I took notes. I have names. I'm not going to name them, but I have a list of people that are fuck faces from now on. I'm not going to do anything on this list. I'm just going to call them fuck faces if I ever see them. And it's the people that were rooting against football. They're like, we're going to start a football in a pandemic, and we're going to start a season. Shut the fuck up. People can have fun. And so I think, honestly, the mental health of this country is significantly better because we had football. I know my mental health specifically is significantly better because there was a football season.
They would have been fired 2 months earlier than they probably were if they didn't have 2 months worth of articles to write on football. Deadspin would be like, guys, we can't keep you on. I'm sorry. And then they'd be writing articles about and think pieces about how this pandemic is terrible and it's destroying everything. But instead, they get to keep their job for 2 months because they got to write about how the NCAA is so bad. Like, here's what I want to do.
Deadspin, if you don't know what Deadspin is, it was a Gawker-owned site that Hulk Hogan basically killed with his lawsuit. And now there's like 3 people on staff because they fired a bunch of people because they were writing about stuff that wasn't related to sports. The guy there was like, hey, write about sports. And they were like, yeah, we don't have to. We can. And he was like, all right, cool. Y'all are all fired. And then
because I'm your boss and I say we're a sports site.
Then they got bought by somebody else who was like encouraging that, and that's a lot. You're allowed to do whatever you want, but we're also allowed to criticize because we can. And
here's what I want to do.
Like, but they're like Vice for sports, where it's like, what the Washington football and Donald Trump have that is wrong with this country?
They try and be like, super woke with every article.
Every article is related to Trump in some, like, Trump supporter Tom Brady neglects child to move to Florida in the middle of a school year.
That's basically them. Here's what I want to do, Alex. I want to go, and I don't know where Gawker is based out of, but I want to go to that city. I want to find the spiciest Thai and the spiciest Indian food I can possibly get a hold of. Then I want to go get 16 cans of ranch-style baked beans, and I'm going to eat all of this.
This is a lot.
I'm going to go to their office, and I'm going to crop dust their entire office until it's a biohazard, and I'm going to shut down their building. Now, they can all still write from home.
Cut that part, Robert.
No. They can all still work from home. No, it's not. Because it's me expelling natural. And then, if they get mad at me, I can write a think piece about how Deadspin body shames fat people.
That fart.
See? Yeah.
It's a bodily function, all right, guys?
Yeah. But
Embrace it.
I want to make their life as miserable as possible because they are the most miserable people on this planet. Like, there is not a single article that comes out of Deadspin that has any sort of positivity to it. It's all, why what I just saw was bad.
Robert, like, I know you don't like football.
Dude, take a fucking oxy, man.
But, like, were you ever just, like, upset that football was going on?
To a certain degree, because I didn't necessarily think
Deadspin.
It's like, I don't know, like, it's a game, really, you know, and it kind of like when baseball was coming back, like, is it really worth it? Like,
yes.
Can you really?
Yes.
Like, putting like the health of players and staff and
yes.
If they are willing to do it,
they had the option to opt out. They could all opt out. Everybody could opt out. You didn't lose your money and like all that. You know, you're good. You could opt out. I think that all the leagues allowing that, like they've done COVID testing and protocols like that, but it's like, at some point we gotta go to like something normal and like, dude, I was gonna fucking kill myself.
But especially
if I had to go without football.
Especially in the
I would have
beginning
killed myself
with the NFL, where everyone got COVID on the team and like, what was it, like the Marlins or someone like that?
The Ravens.
Marlins. No. He said, you said NFL, you meant MLB.
Well, I'm talking about both because it happened with both leagues, right?
Yeah. Like, the Marlins made the playoffs. They rallied. They used it as a rallying cry, bro.
But also, the main thing is, Robert, they had the choice. They could have not played. They wanted to play. And as a grown-ass fucking adult, you have the choice to do what you want to do with your life. Now you can say it's not safe, it's bullshit, blah, blah, all that stuff, but like, you've got the fucking choice. You can stay home locked inside your house all you want, but
I'm not shitting on Robert, really.
I'm not at all.
And Robert's allowed to think, like, everybody's allowed to feel the way they do, but Robert's not like, can you believe they're playing Monday Night Football? Can you believe it? At a time like this, they're playing football. Ah! It's like, shut the fuck up. You watched the whole game so you could write about it, idiot. Fuck you.
Actually, I would bet the only time Robert ever got actually mad at football would probably be like, God damn it, is it Sunday? The Texans are playing. Fuck, that's why this traffic is going on. God damn it.
It's when we're 5 hours into a podcast and we're still talking about the Giants and my crazy ideas how they're going to make the playoffs.
And we've got 2 segments left to go.
And he's like, we fucking, God damn it.
I did have that at once, maybe like 2 years ago, because I live near NRG, and it was a Sunday, and I was going down 610, going down that way, and I'm like, why is there just so much traffic today? Like, I don't understand what's going on. And then
Sunday.
And then yeah, there's the stadium to my right, and all the cars lined up to go.
Yeah, it's super inconvenient to live by any major sports stadium. I would never do it. I couldn't do it. Because I get enough road rage as it is.
Rage.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm super cut. That's why I'm roiding up, guys.
New Year's resolution.
I'm bulking. I've been bulking for about 14 years, and it's going well.
Clearly.
Yeah. I just started my cut a year ago. So
just UConn is who the New York Times crowned as their champion because they didn't play football and they did the right thing. And if you're doing the right thing is that's what's going to win your national championship. On behalf of Pass UA Podcast, I like to crown the Sam Houston State Bearcats the national champions of 2020/2021 because they also didn't play a game this year. And so shout out to Sam Houston State for also being safe. So, but you know what, Robert, order us a trophy. Just really order us like a gravy boat, spray paint gold, and we'll mail it up to Huntsville.
No, here's what you should do.
You know what? Here's your national championship trophy. And they're like, oh, cool.
Get a basic, just like start of a trophy, and then where the like actual trophy would go on top, just put a bear claw right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I'm going to eat that.
Then you take a bite out of it. I'll take a bite of it. Robert will take a bite out of it, and we'll send it up there.
Well, and we'll take a picture of all of us taking a bite at the same time with like thumbs up. That's for 600.
No, with number ones. YouTube. With number ones. Because they won the national championship.
No, I won't. I won't do that for Sam Houston State.
No, you have to.
Also, why didn't every D3 school as well? I know some D2 programs play a little bit.
Makes you think the New York Times is a little biased.
Yeah. Oh, for their East Coast elites over there in Connecticut.
Clearly. Tells you lots.
Oh, how many people at the New York Times, maybe the guy that wrote the article, did he go to Yale?
I bet not. Bet he went to UConn. That's probably where he went.
Well, he probably went to undergrad at UConn, and then his mammy and pappy paid for him to go up to Yale, also in Connecticut.
Connecticut, yep, of course. Who could forget about Connecticut?
Bunch of East Coast liberal elites.
Typical. So UConn.
Yeah, but also,
back.
Yeah. Fuck the New York Times and fuck Deadspin.
Now, this is a fun one that's back. These are 2 fun ones that are back, and it's Nickelodeon, number 1, and the NFL playoffs. Because we all know playoffs start this week in the NFL, so fuck yeah. I don't have to stress about my team because we'll get to that later in that cool segment, but my team's not playing this weekend. And there's going to be a fucking playoff game on Nickelodeon. There's going to be a playoff game on Nickelodeon with SpongeBob, like, superimposed in the end zones. There's, I think, slime in the end zone somehow. And then there's going to be, like, googly eyes and all, like, kitted out stuff on the – it's like if the Teen Choice Awards was a football game, this is what we're going to get. And, like, I don't know who the game – I think it's, like, CBS has it, so it'll probably be, like, Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. But, like, that's their best call, guys. Like, I'm watching the Nickelodeon feed, and I don't give a shit what you think. Like, why would you not watch the Nickelodeon feed? I want to smoke so much of this hemp flower from AlamoRemedy.com and watch the Nickelodeon Saints Bears game on Sunday. You have no idea. I will be just chilling doing that. I'll be just chilling, smoking the Alma Remedy hemp flower that I use promo code PTG to get at almaremedy.com. I'll be doing that during the Nickelodeon game. But like, yeah, how awesome is that? Like, I get it. They're trying to go after a younger demographic. Kids turn into adults. They start watching football on Nickelodeon. Boom, done. Like, how awesome is that?
Nick, Nickelodeon. Here's what I'm hoping
Nick,
for.
what was your favorite Snick show?
I don't know which ones were on Snick.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That was a solid
big one in my house. My brother and I, if you behaved, you got to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark on Saturday night.
Oh, if you behaved, I was
that was
fourth child. My parents were so worn down; they did not care what I did.
I was the first, so like they tried all that stuff out on me, and it was the worst though because like you get in trouble, and then like it was Saturday night, like we weren't hanging out with friends, like we couldn't go. We were just going to parties at that age. It's like Snick was all we had.
Here's
so
the largest.
Took that and all that away from me. All that. Keenan and Kel. Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was like back to back to back.
Okay.
Saturday
Keenan
night,
and Kel.
Like, I'm in.
Keenan and Kel. All that was good, but Keenan and Kel was no. The biggest restriction my parents tried to give me was you're not allowed to watch South Park. And I go, okay. They'd be watching TV downstairs. I'd sneak down, look around the stairs, see that they were watching TV. I'd go upstairs, turn on South Park, put it on low, and sit right in front of the TV, like as close as I am to the camera right now. And they didn't truthfully give a shit,
right?
Which is also hilarious. Like looking back at the original South Park episodes, man, that shit was tame. That shit was tame.
How bad it's gotten, like with just dirtiness and raunchiness.
Dude,
and
think about how bad it was. I think 10 years ago was when Cartman had Scott Tenorman eat his parents. That was 10 years ago. The first episode, the gross thing about it was Stan threw up on Wendy every time she talked to him because he was nervous. Oh, also, Cartman got anal probed by aliens. That too.
I like that Robert is also like a low-key South Park fan. But like Robert does not like if you looked at Robert, you would never think Robert was a South Park fan.
It's a brilliant show.
It is a brilliant show, but that's the beauty of South Park is it brings everybody together.
Yeah, I think I've watched every episode of South Park.
Well, you were the one that told me about those Xbox games.
That. I'm about 3 seasons behind now.
The Fractured but Whole, and then the other South Park.
Stick of
I remember he told
Truth,
told me about
man.
that. I was like, dude, these games are incredible. How did I not know about this? I kind of want to play them again.
I almost restarted the Fractured Butthole today, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to do Red Dead Redemption and see how this runs.
That's a good one. So yeah, man, pretty crazy shit. Pretty crazy shit. But Nickelodeon is going to host an NFL playoffs game.
They already had one this
wait.
year, but here's what I'm hoping for. I hope we get another Beastquake where a running back breaks a great run and jumps up and grabs their nuts on Nickelodeon. I'm hoping for something like that, or like a fight.
And they'll have to cover it with just like slime.
Oh, boys and girls, looks like they weren't very happy with each other. SpongeBob would say, "Don't do that."
Meow. They just use Gary's meowing as any curse words.
I hope for the Nickelodeon coverage, like CBS cuts away first, and then it cuts to like Tony Romo who's like, Gary, what did you have to say about that play? And take us into the commercial. Meow. And then it just goes to commercial.
Pretty great.
Oh, I need some Gary. If Gary's on the broadcast, I'll watch.
Oh, they should have like a silent reporter, but it is Gary. And it's like meow 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 meow. All right, thank you, Gary. And so as you heard, Gary said that Matt Nagy said the Bears coming out at halftime, they really got to go, and they got to their defense has to come out, and they got to shut them down. They got to force a lot of 3-and-outs. You're like, how did you? Okay.
Meow.
It's also socially
distanced,
superimposed and not real.
Imagine if Nickelodeon could cover a college football game and they gave it to Bama, and they're like, "This is Nick Saban. Hey, you're being interviewed by a snail." He'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I ain't got time for this.
A daggum snail." But it would actually probably be good because most Alabama fans would be able to understand it a little bit better.
I mean, most of them do still watch Nickelodeon.
Like they were like, "Well, hell, Barbara, I already had this on. The Tide are playing. How about that?
Gary's on TV.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Tide are on TV. Shit.
Can't spell it, but I love yelling it. Roll Tide.
All right. That was our Comeback Kids segment, guys. That was our first Comeback Kids segment of the year, and boy, was that a fun one. Boy, was that a fun one. Pat, I know you got to work on Sunday. Maybe I'll still do a live stream of like the Nickelodeon game, like me watching the Nickelodeon game. We can do like a Gravy Gang hangout or something. If you guys are interested in that, hit me up on Twitter. Let me know.
I might be able to jump in for a bit, like if we do a Zoom thing. Yeah. I'll be at work. I'll be on the clock like during that. We should share, but also I usually sit there. I sit there for a while, watching football on Sundays while on the clock. So I can jump in. Can't stay the whole time, but I'll be able to jump in.
That works. But okay, so that was our Comeback Kids segment. And let's move along now to the What Would Jesus Do segment. Now, guys, I think 2 years now we've been doing this segment, and we said we're going to do it until you guys stop sending in submissions. Hashtag PTGWWJD. If you'd like to submit them, tag us at PassGradePod on Twitter. I'm at Ali Shea Middleton. Pat's at NotPatDN. Robert is at Robert Barbosa03. But tag at PassGradePod. Hashtag PTGWWJD. What is the What Would Jesus Do segment? Maybe you're new. Maybe you're new around here and you're joining us for the new year. You know, we do have a Rookie of the Year award we give out. So let me know if you're a newbie to Pass the Gravy. If this is your first time listening, hit us up and we'll put you in the running for Rookie of the Year. But what would Jesus do? Basically, you throw, like we had those bracelets growing up that said WWJD, and it was, what would Jesus do? We never, there was never an answer on the back. I always looked on the back of all of them, and it just had another WWJD on it. And I was like, tell me what he would do. This is like a fortune cookie. I thought it was going to, tell me what he would do. So we will get to the bottom of that for you. You throw Jesus in a modern time situation in 2021, and hashtag PTGWWJD to at PassGradePod. Let us know the situation Jesus is in, and we will tell you what Jesus would do. This is the What Would Jesus Do segment, and this is our good buddy Jingle Blake Wonder, who he said his New Year's resolution was to get back into PTG. So shout out to him. It's been a minute, but we get it. A lot of stuff's going on. Jingle Blake Wonder made us this little intro for the segment, and here we go.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If you wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
Love it. Love it. Probably the best jingle on the show. No offense to the Ladlettes.
Definitely.
But, what would Jesus do this week? Here we go. This week's What Would Jesus Do comes to us from our good buddy Raimundo Benavides at KMundoB, also known as Pass the Gravy Podcast 2020 Man of the Year Gravies Award winner. Mundo says, what would Jesus do if he had to plan a bachelor party? This is a good question, I feel like, because
he'd go balls out.
He's planning it. I don't think it's going to just be incredibly raunchy, but JC's going to make sure we have fun.
Here's the thing, though.
Fun. The wine's going to be flowing all weekend long. It's going to be a boys and wine kind of thing. I feel like, do you go to a strip club? That's my big question.
Yes. Here's the thing. Jesus will be able to absolve you of all of your sins.
It's a very good point you're bringing up.
So Jesus is going to throw a banger for the boys. You're definitely hitting the strip club. It's got to be in Vegas. It's got to be in Sin City, because if you're going to go to Sin City.
No, I was thinking you go Jerusalem.
No, you're in Sin City, maybe New Orleans, but you've got Jesus there with you. So you've got a sin vacuum that you're okay with. Now, he's not going to be okay with I don't think hookers are a part of the equation, but strippers, yeah. Going out with the boys, get drunk.
You know where I think he'd take
ordering waters, and Jesus just tapping your cup, and bam, it's a fucking single malt Kentucky bourbon all of a sudden.
And he's probably like, the sober guy too, because he doesn't need to drink. He's Jesus, so he's always just chill as fuck. Like, he's always the fun guy because it's JC. Like nobody's ever like Jay, like fucking goddamn it, it's Jesus. Like fucking JC, dude.
Jesus is single. He can enjoy a lap dance too.
He won't. He doesn't touch. He follows the rules. But hear me out.
If that's the rule.
Hear me out. I think Vegas and New Orleans were very good selections for a bachelor party. But do we take this bitch international? Now we're assuming the coronavirus, maybe we can travel, all right? Rio de Janeiro.
No.
Take the boys to Rio because what's in Rio?
Carnival?
The big statue of Jesus. That's his fucking city. He runs that fucking city.
Also,
you don't think you're drinking for free all goddamn day in Rio? You're like, I'm with JC. They're like, all right. I mean, you're probably drinking free anywhere with JC because it's like, is that Jesus? Like that's literally Jesus Christ.
Rio can be
Son of God is here in my bar. Absolutely, you will drink free.
Rio can be very dangerous if you wander.
Not if you're with Jesus.
Beach.
Not if you're with Jesus, dude.
I still think it's Vegas, pool
Jesus
top.
knew Judas was going to betray him.
Cabanas.
If you don't think Jesus knows everybody that's about to betray his group of bros, like Jesus, hey, watch out, you're gonna get pickpocketed here. Hey, watch out, this guy's gonna go. Hey, watch out for that guy.
Vegas,
like, I think
pool
you party.
top,
I think you go to Rio.
cabana, and also no, it's gonna be daytime pool top cabana parties, night at the strip club. Because think about it, you're at the pool during the day partying, and all of a sudden, like you're playing football across the pool, it lands in the pool, and Jesus goes, I got this, and just walks across the water and picks it up. Everyone's going to go, oh!
Also, you don't think the ladies –
even more lit.
You don't think the ladies are going to be all over y'all? Because, like, JC is shredded. I don't know if you've seen a crucifix. Dude was shredded.
Ripped.
Dude's shredded. So they're like, who's this guy with the long hair? Is it Jared? I don't know. It's Jesus. And he's like, hey, babe, I'll take you, but your friend. Let's meet my other friend over here, Pat. Like
Jesus would be the ultimate wingman.
He'd be such a good wingman because he's already like he immediately wins, but then like you get like whatever. Like Robert, what do you think? What do you think, Robert? I'm interested to hear your take.
I think okay, so I think I'm agree with you that it's Rio, but I think he also like he plays that like sort of like oh I'm a prude kind of thing. He plays it up like so when they arrive to wherever it's just a bunch of water. They're like, Jesus, what are you doing? Where are the drinks? And he's like, pal, now it's wine. Gotcha.
Hold on. Would he go
for all of you?
Would he go pal, or would he do that thing like when you run your finger along a piano and would he run it across that and you just see all the fucking water chain? I think that's what he would do. He'd be like,
and you would hear a oh.
Jesus would be like, oh, you thought your boy didn't have you? And he drags the finger down, and like for every guy, it's like, you like wine? Bam, yours turns into wine. You like bourbon? Bam, there's you like a Mai Tai? Bam, yours is a Mai Tai. We got a fucking margarita here.
It's exclusively wine.
It's exclusively wine.
It's exclusively wine. If
That's
there's anything we know about Jesus, it's water into wine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's all they had back then. They
didn't have turn things into Mai Tais, all right?
They didn't have Kentucky bourbon back then. I guarantee you, if I asked Jesus for a bourbon, he would turn water into bourbon.
I mean, not that he couldn't, but like, there's a reason he didn't turn things into
bourbon.
Well,
it's a bachelor party. He's not there for what he likes. He's there for his buddy who's getting married.
I'm glad you agree with that. I just feel like the dude literally has a statue of him, like a giant statue on top of a mountain. And if you don't think he runs that city when he goes there, like that is the guy from the statue. He runs it. I always just assumed like if you have a statue of yourself anywhere, anytime you go to that place, you are the king of wherever that place is at that point. Like Hakeem Olajuwon outside of Toyota Center, there's a Hakeem Olajuwon statue. I just assume Hakeem Olajuwon he doesn't pay for anything. He can take literally, like he could take my wallet in Toyota Center and it would legally be his.
Yes.
He has a statue. He's like, no, I'm on the statue outside. Like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you, sir. Here's the wallet from somebody else that you just took.
That's true.
Like JC runs, like, I mean, he's JC. He runs a lot of places.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Rio.
I just thought that was a little outside the box one, and like the boys are gonna get a little rowdy going down in Brazil.
Also, Jesus would pay for the whole thing. For everybody.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Jesus
or
would pay all the
you
flights.
would have to put a bunch of it on credit, and he would just forgive your debt.
No, Jesus would just pay for it. He would just take
He
it
just
from the
waves his
Catholic
hand and
Church.
forgives all the debt.
They
you
got
had.
they got plenty of fucking money. That's Jesus's money. That's
point.
literally Jesus's money.
He swings by the church and picks up the offering on Sunday before you leave, so he can pay your tabs.
No, he just calls the
pays
Vatican.
off
And was
the
like,
hotel.
hey, wire transfer me $20 million. This is gonna be the littest goddamn
No, they send
bachelor
it
party of
via
all time.
Dove.
Literally, you fly into Rio, you don't know what's going on. A dove lands on his shoulder with just a sack of cash.
Perfect. You know what would be really cool? Like, it's not a thing, so I wouldn't use that. But like, if you had like a cruise with Jesus, and it was just on the ark, like a Noah's Ark cruise, that would be sick with the boys for a week at
It's just
sea
you
on a
it's
fucking
just
ark
you-
with. But like, you
it's
can hang out with
the
any animal you
boys.
want,
It's you, the boys, and 6,000 animals.
and 2 of every animal. But like, it's also like just like pimped out now. It's like one of those like carnival
But-
cruises where they
but
got
you
a
gotta-
slide,
you
they have
gotta-
the water, like they have the
No,
pools.
see, That's not good because if you go on a cruise, you're always going to have that one buddy who's horny, and you got to be like, all right, everyone, we're going to work in shifts. Everyone, make sure you keep an eye on Dave and keep him away from the sheep.
Yeah. Dave sounds like he would fuck sheep for sure.
Yeah, so I don't think that would be as fun as you think it would be.
It would just be a funny idea.
Yeah,
Like that'd be a funny sitcom with Jason.
could be.
He's like running a cruise line. It's just on an arc. But that's a good question. Good
Yeah.
question, Raymundo. That's why he was the man of the year last year at KMundoB on Twitter. Give us a follow at Past Grade Pod. Send your What Would Yous Do questions. Hashtag PTGWWJD to at Past Grade Pod on the Twitter. We're only going to do this until we run out, and we're getting a little low. But let's flood our inbox with some or flood our mentions with some WWJD suggestions going forward, guys. Let's move on to our next segment, the Pass the Gravy Picks segment, brought to you by Southern Star Brewing Company. Pat, do you think you could do a Southern Star ad for me this week?
I'm always about doing the Southern Star ad because
I will be
not
right back.
they are the greatest beer on the planet. Anything you like IPAs, you like a winter, like a heavy beer. You got yourself the winter warmer. You know, like I said, like the IPA, you get the Subatomico right here that I'm drinking. I've been craving this for weeks. I haven't got it. Walked in the store today, saw it. Bam, that's what I'm drinking. You like the everyone knows the Bombshell Blonde. Perfect beer. We got the Strawberry Bombshell Blondes. If you're like me, if you're on keto, you can't really drink a lot of beer. Bam! Low cal IPA, 100 calories, 3.2 grams of carbs. They've got the Buried Hatchet Stout, if that's what your kind of thing is. Conspiracy Theory, that's their just normal IPA. Anything you want, Southern Star has it for you. The greatest beer on the planet. They are at, hold on, off the top of my head, I'm trying to say 3525 North Fraser Street. I don't know if that's correct. I know
Nailed
I'm pretty
it.
fucking close.
Nailed it.
I nailed it.
Nailed it.
It's burned into my brain.
3525 North Fraser Street.
3525 North Fraser Street, baby. They've got everything you want. Tap room, always great. Socially distanced. They've always got some sort of activity. They've got food trucks. Anything you want, Southern Star Brewery is going to take care of you.
Dude, breaking news as well from Southern Star. Their new Metzley Pecan Stout. I like to call it Pecan Stout. The Metzley Pecan Stout comes out this Friday, January 8th, 2021. The Metzley Pecan Stout from Southern Star coming out. Dude, we tried. They gave us a little sneak peek of it because, we're cool with those guys. But they gave us a little sneak peek. Holy fuck. I'm not a big stout guy either. And I was like, I can taste the pecans in it. It's like a pecan pie in a fucking stout. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I loved it. Metzley, Metzli, coming out Friday.
My two favorite kinds of beers in this world, like of a specific, are a pecan stout and a coffee porter. So they just hit one of them. I'm going to lean on them now. I'm going to lean on them.
They're going to, and you know what? Like, it's already about to be the greatest pecan stout of all time. I mean, we know that already because we've tried it. But like, if you haven't tried it yet, you're just going to be able to be like, oh, actually, this was the best pecan stout of all time. And again, shout out to Southern Star for hosting us for the 7th annual Pass the Gravy Christmas spooktacular. That was a lot of fun. We had a ton of, did you kind of like, Robert, you didn't go, but like, did you kind of like miss it when you watched it? Were you a little jealous?
It did seem like it was a good time. Everyone seemed to be having a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like we have people that listen, and I shout out to everybody that listens. I'm not saying we don't make you come to the events. You don't have to come to the events to like, we appreciate you listening regardless. But like, there's like a core group of Gravy Gang that always comes out to our events. And like each time it slowly expands and it slowly expands. And we were in a fucking pandemic. And I felt like we had more like of the, at least on the online presence of Pass the Gravy, we had more of the people that tweet at us and they Instagram us, and the people that share stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. I felt like I saw more of them than ever before. So that was awesome. And it like, I don't know, Pat, we had maybe more people than we've ever had at a spooktacular on this year. Maybe
it was up there.
It was around last year's. And yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for like this year, December. We're not fucking around, all right, guys. We're gonna be good in December.
We're
just manifesting it, and it's gonna
go
be
all out.
Dope.
We were supposed to be on the stage this year. Weather did not us allow it. Next year, if we can be outside, guys.
Because I wanted to do a stage dive. I really wanted to do a stage dive. I wanted to do a stage dive so bad.
I've always wanted to do that too. I know I can.
It's a dream.
You could. Unless I have the Texans' offensive line standing below me, I can't do a stage dive, and I'm okay with that. But I think you could.
Hey, did you get a whole another year of keto? So that'll be our goal.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, guys, I almost forgot. The Korova milkshake. We did not mention it. Guys, limited quantities left. If you have not
Korova
had
milkshake
it
brings
yet,
all the boys to the yard.
If you have not had it yet, guys, go out, find it, get it. When it's gone, it's gone. It's never coming back. And as I've told you guys, this is my favorite beer. It's so good. So do not deprive yourself the chance of having it before it's gone. That'll be on you.
Southern Star Brewing Company, guys. Best beer in the whole world. The official presenting sponsor of our Pass the Gravy Picks segment, which we will begin now. All right, let's recap last week. So the last couple of weeks, since we had a Christmas Spooktacular we put out on a Monday because it was Christmas week, we haven't.
My alarm just
picks.
went off to go check the Pass the Gravy Facebook.
Well, don't worry, buddy. We said Wednesdays are good. But so the last 2 weeks we have just posted online our picks. I haven't done well personally. I haven't 1 and 2 both times, so not great. But Pat last week went 2 and 1. I was 1 and 2, and on the
damn
season,
49ers backdoor
on the
me.
season we are the 49ers really fucked you. But on the season we are very, very close. Last year you blew me out of the water. I had the worst season ever betting. But really, like in gambling, if you end up in the NFL like above average at all, like that's a solid year. And I feel like we're both doing pretty average. Pretty good. But on the year, I am 25, 24, and 2. Pat is 25, 25, and 1. That's about as close as you can be with just a couple pushes in between the three of the two. We have 3 pushes between the two of us, and that is literally like a push is the difference in that. But let's go with this week. Pat, you're the leader right now after you won last week. What do you want to go with first? And I think we agreed on 2 of our 3. So what is our first pick?
That's what we'll do. We'll cover our agreements, and then we'll go to our disagreements on it. How about that?
First
of all, yeah, we both agreed Buffalo minus 6.5 over Indy. Buffalo's a fucking wagon right now.
Hot at the right time. 6.5. I don't like to bet double digits. If you gave me Buffalo minus 10, I might have taken it. I think Buffalo is going to beat the shit. They are going to Twisted Tea the fuck out of Indianapolis in this game. This is going to be a game that Buffalo just curb stomps them. Are you having issues with Pat too, Robert?
Yeah, I'm having issues with Pat.
All right.
You got.
Well, Pat, maybe we try your internet. I don't know what's going on, buddy. Yeah.
This sucks.
No, okay. Can you hear me now?
I've been able to hear you guys time.
He's
Oh
good.
shit! Okay, so we're good. No, I saw Alex and Robert was still moving. Now Alex.
Okay, we just lost Pat. Pat just dropped. Let me send an invite back to him. But yeah, so Bills minus 6.5 over the Colts. This one, I think Josh Allen's very high right now. I was saying this. Shout out Claire and Big Blue podcast that I do with my buddy Mike Fish. That's our Giants and West Ham podcast on the Pass Great Podcast Network. But I said,
All right, I'm back.
okay, yeah, we got Pat back.
Yeah, I'm in a torrential downpour here at my house, and it's affecting the shit. But
No, I get you. But I was saying on the Claire and Big Blue podcast last night when I recorded that, you all should check that out after this podcast as well. That I just think like Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen have become the new or the equivalent to Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, where it's just like at least once a game, it feels like there's going to be a 40-plus yard pass where he's like, this guy made the fucking defender look like an idiot. That defensive back just tripped trying to cover Stephon Diggs. What a dumbass. And like, he just makes people look like fools, and that's 7 right there. I think Buffalo scores like 30. This is like a 34-14 game to me.
yeah, now maybe 34-21, maybe something like that. Because Indy is feisty. They've got a good defense, but right now
Like
Buffalo
India.
is just
It's
rolling
the
over
India
everybody. Did I say India?
Yeah. Indiana.
well, fuck me.
Indianapolis.
Indiana.
Yeah, Buff.
They've got a
Buffalo.
strong defense. Buffalo's got the best offense in football right now. Maybe the Packers, but over the last 3 games, I think
Chiefs
Indiana.
have the best offense.
No, I'm saying recently over the last 3 games,
Oh, yeah.
I think Buffalo is averaging like 33 points a game, and the Packers averaging like 32. Like they are just steamrolling people.
Their wagon.
Buffalo's so explosive, and
They're
Indy
gonna
is
beat the
good,
shit out
but
of
they're
the
just
Colts.
not. They're good, but they're just not
Rivers,
there.
He's going to be the downfall. Phillip Rivers will be will be their downfall. So we agree on
Yeah.
Bills and Colts. Our other one that we agree on is the final game of the weekend, the Sunday night game. And I think, Pat, you probably have the same logic as me. All of the Browns coaches are out with COVID, and those are the only
Yes.
people that we know. We're recording this episode on Wednesday, January 6th. I would assume there will be a couple more people that test positive on the Browns just because of the way that things have gone with the Browns, who have silently had an outbreak on their team. That sucks.
For 3 straight
that it's
weeks.
affecting you in the playoffs. Yeah, it was defensive backs one week. It was receivers the other week. I think it was linebackers another week. Now it's coaches.
How about y'all
And,
just be responsible and stop going out?
Yeah, I think they were at they were drag racing or whatever it was. I saw. on
Like, just
ESPN or
stop.
something like that.
You're going into the
But-
playoffs. You're making a push to the playoffs. Be fucking responsible. It's not that difficult.
This line originally was Steelers minus 4.5. Yesterday, when the news came out that the coaches would be out, mostly like I think it's offensive coordinator, head coach Kevin Stefanski, and like several other offensive coaches are out. The line immediately went from 4.5 or minus 4.5 for the Steelers to minus 6 for the Steelers. I don't like that. I don't like it because the
still
Steelers
do.
always win by like 4. I feel like 4 points, 4.5 is a perfect number, but I still think the Steelers cover this one because the Steelers played the Browns last week. This is a back-to-back game. Browns played backups and barely beat the Steelers. I think the Steelers just fuck them up maybe in the first half, and then the Browns claw back into the game. They make it a sort of close game, but I still think Cleveland loses by at least 6.
I don't know if they can't stay competitive in the first half for Cleveland. Like they have to run the ball the whole game to stay in.
Because the first
they fall
half,
behind
if
early,
Pittsburgh can
there's-
take a double-digit lead in the first half, that takes away a lot of the run game. And I think then you got to rely on Baker. Baker's improved this year, but it's just he's not going to get it done against this Steelers secondary. This whole Steelers defense is one of the best defenses in the league. So I think Steelers win that by a touchdown. If it was a 7.5 point spread, I don't think I'd take it. But
I
I'm gonna
might.
take Steelers minus 6.
There was another line I liked better.
We lost him.
Yeah. Seems like the rain is coming down over there wherever Pat is.
Yeah, not making me feel good about the rain. It's probably going to come down here in a little bit, but yeah. So Pittsburgh minus 6 over Cleveland. Then we got so we disagreed on a couple. or on one each. But I think that my other pick that is not the same as Pat's is going to be, I'm going to take the Ravens over the Titans in this one. And I really kind of was going back and forth between this one. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. It was Seahawks Rams under 43 because I think that's going to be an under. But like betting an under to me just feels like, you know, you're rooting against fun because you're rooting against scoring. So like, I don't want to be that guy. So I'm going to take the Ravens -3 because like the Titans struggled against the Texans. The Titans really struggled against the Texans, and they didn't. I mean, like they put up points, but like their defense couldn't stop anybody. The Ravens, like the Bills, their offense has kind of caught fire as of late, and I feel like the Ravens are going to be like the worst matchup that they could have for the Titans. The Titans, like, they'll be able to put up a couple points. This seems like a high-scoring game and maybe taking over on it. I'm not going to risk that. I'm just going to take Ravens -3. It feels like the Ravens win this by a touchdown, maybe 4 points. Like, I can see them covering. I'm a little nervous that it's only 3, not 3.5. But I feel like the Ravens still cover the spread on this one. Ravens -3, and then also, like, if you wanted to throw in a couple other bets I had, like I said, Seahawks, Rams. Let's go with the under on that one. That's the under is 43, and then I'm trying to resend an invite to Pat, and then I'm also, I have a couple of teasers for you now. There's 6-point teasers here, and my first one I got for you guys. I apologize as I'm trying to send all of this stuff and re-invite Pat to this, but so my first teaser I've got, I think, is it's at -120. It's adding 6 points or taking away 6 points. You can get the Bucks at -2.5, and you can also get the Bills at -0.5 point. And I think that both of those will hit, so that's a solid little teaser to throw in there. No, they both have to hit for the bet to win. Then I also have Saints -3.5 paired with the under of 48.5 of the Rams and Seahawks game. So I think those are pretty solid. Those are pretty solid little gambles right there. And that'll probably work for us. But Pat's not getting the invite I'm sending. But so let me, like, I know Pat's not really here to explain what he's trying to do, but his pick this week was Tampa giving 8 to the Washington football team. I'm texting Pat as we're doing this, but yeah, I think laying 8 is what he's gonna do to Washington. Just 8 points is a lot in a playoff game. A lot of teams, like, they come out, they surprise people. I think 8 points is just a ton to, like, there are a bunch of first-round blowouts as well, but I just don't like betting that it's going to be a blowout really either. That's why I didn't touch that Saints game because it was 10.5. But so I think that his logic is, like, this does feel like it could be a Bucks Lions game where the Bucks just boat raced the fuck out of the Washington or the Lions and just they put them away in the first half. Brady didn't play in the second half at all. Like, this seems, I don't think that they're gonna blow them out that bad, but I do think that the Tampa is probably gonna win this game. I do think Tampa's gonna win this game. So I agree with Pat on that one, but I'm probably not laying that bet. So our bets, just to recap, I have the Bills -6.5 over the Colts, the Ravens -3 over the Titans, and the Steelers -6 over the Browns. Pat has the Bills -6.5 over the Colts, the Buccaneers -8 over the Washington football team, and he also has the Steelers -6 over the Browns. Now, that was our passing game pick segment for the wild card weekend. If you want to make any sort of contact with Pat, that would be awesome. So just, I don't know, see if he can enter all that stuff and get back into our chat or get back into our video. But that's not working right now. But right while we're doing that, let me tell you guys about our good buddies at Alamo Remedy CBD. I already talked about them. The hemp flower, it's $19.99 on their website, alamoremedy.com, but it's even cheaper when you use our promo code PTG at checkout. That's going to get you 10% off. They have the hemp flower, and then for all their other products, they're priced at $17.99. They have the CBD gummies, the CBD lotion, the CBD tincture oil, and the CBD capsules. All of those have 250 milligrams of CBD in them. It's almost 50% off of the national brands. They believe that you guys are going to love those products so much that you're going to keep coming back. And this isn't just a one-time promo code where you can get it the first time. This is a promo code that in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out, you can continuously use PTG at checkout and get 10% over and over and over again. You get 10% off of your order. What a pretty great deal. It's awesome. AlmoRemedy.com. Get the gummies, the lotion, the tincture oil. I know that Pat and I both love the lotion. The lotion's awesome. The cucumber melon lotion, big fan of that. I use that after soccer. After everything else I do athletically, when I'm sore the next day. And then I'm really a big fan of the gummies. The gummies are awesome. I told you guys multiple times, my mom, when she flies, she'll take a gummy now, and she just pops a gummy before the flight. She gets a little anxiety, not like she doesn't freak out all the time about flying, but like it helps her relax. And the gummies, a great way to do that. AlmoRemedy.com, promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off your order. Tag them on Twitter, tag them on Instagram, Almo Remedy CBD and at Almo Remedy. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. Almo Remedy CBD, AlmoRemedy.com. Use promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off your order. It's Almo Remedy CBD, the best CBD in the entire world and the official CBD sponsor of Pat's Great Podcast. Pat, I tried to sort of explain your Bucks pick. Bucks -8. You just think they're going to just kind of steamroll the Washington football team?
They should. Good defense, but their offense sucks, and it's bad. The only other teaser I would add on there, like you said, you had Bucks and Bills. I would say just Bills and the under in that game. Or, I mean, the over in that game. Tease it down to 45.
All right. Solid. So I tried to kind of explain it as much as I could while we were trying to reconnect, but we apologize.
It's pretty self-explanatory on that one. They're playing a 7-win team. They should win.
Right. We apologize for it. Although if it was the Giants and it was a 6-win team, they'd probably lose. But we apologize for the technical difficulties, and hopefully we won't experience them anymore.
Thanks, Mother Nature.
Yeah, fucking shit, Rain. I don't want to talk shit about it because I don't want it to hear me, and then I don't want to have more technical.
Oh, it sounds like it's moving towards you quickly.
Shut up. All right, next we got the Not Cool segment. Not Cool is our way to vent each week, and it just started with us kind of trying to fill time it's like a therapy session for all of us. So if you'd like to participate in it, hashtag PTG Not Cool at PassGrayPod on Twitter. And a Not Cool can be, if Robert ran over me with his car, that's really not cool. But also, like, if I stub my toe on my bed going to pee in the middle of the night, that's also not cool. So just, it's just something that happened that makes you say, hey, man, that's not cool. And we'll read some of your listeners submitted Not Cools. We've had about 3 weeks worth, so we got quite a few. But this is the Not Cool intro. Man, dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. That's not cool. Man, dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. That's not cool. But before we do that, just let me give a quick shout out. I know she's a fairly new listener, Rachel Doyle. She just she was listening to the Best Of episode, and she realized that I was in love with Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show, and she was like, "Hey, one positive silver lining of today. Not that we need to talk about what's going on today, but stuff is going on today in Washington." And she's like, "Well, we got more Savannah Guthrie." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, the Queen has returned." Like, Savannah Guthrie got called out of not being at work to have to come back to work to cover stuff. So she is our queen. We love her. Lil Nas X is our king. We love him. And there we go.
Oh,
also,
yeah,
I'm very upset with the memes that are going around about Lil Nas X, where it's like, this was my Nas. This is your Nas. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Lil Nas X had the longest #1 on a Billboard chart ever. So go fuck off. And Nas liked Lil Nas X enough to go on a fucking feature for him. So they're buddies. All right? We don't come at the king. They're both cool. All right? I just felt like I had to defend the king's honor. I'll go first because I'm already angry. I'm already angry.
Ride the wave. Ride the wave, buddy.
All right. Which one are we starting with, boys? Which one are we starting with? We're starting football. Doug Peterson and the motherfucking bitch-ass piece of shit, trash fucking city, cunt-faced Philadelphia Eagles
Fuck
are
that guy.
my Not cool. Oh, but maybe if the Giants just won more games. Yes, I know that, dumbass. But my last opportunity for the Giants to get in the playoffs was Week 17 Sunday night when all they had to do was not bench their starters against the Washington football team, and they probably would have beat them. Washington tried to lose that game.
Not only not
Washington
bench
was
your
trying
starters,
to lose that.
if they had benched Jalen Hurts, it wouldn't have been so bad. If they also didn't pre-plan this by deactivating Carson Wentz.
Healthy scratch. You're right. Yeah. Oh, Nate Sudfeld, who sounds like a
Alshon Jeffries, I
potato.
believe.
Who sounds like a potato, and Miles Sanders also didn't play. But
and
sounds
Miles
like a
Sanders,
potato.
that was the other one.
Nate Sudfeld. You sub him in after you go for a fourth down on a fucking bullshit situation, and then you're like, yeah, we don't need Jalen Hurts anymore. Fuck you, Doug Peterson. I don't care that the Eagles don't owe the Giants anything. I get it. The Giants, I fucking hate Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram catches that pass in Week 7 that I already had as my not cool already, like last year.
Week 7 and Week 17. Both of them, he had some big drops.
He had the most drops of all time, I feel like. But Evan Ingram catches that ball. It's a sure touchdown. The Giants beat the Eagles. The Giants are 7-9. The Giants are in the playoffs over the Washington football team. The Giants don't have to worry about this. The Giants did because the Giants didn't take care of business beforehand. So I'm allowed to be mad. I get it. They should have won more games. I'm not saying they shouldn't have. But I'm allowed to be mad and call Doug Peterson a little fucking bitch, and I can curse him. I can fucking curse. You guys forget the Alex curse is a real motherfucking thing. Kyler Murray cursed. Did he make the playoffs?
Do it.
No.
Curse him. Curse
You're
him.
fucking cursed. I cursed the Eagles already this year. Doug Peterson, you're lifetime cursed. Fuck you. Fuck you, Philadelphia. Fuck you, Doug Peterson. You're cursed. You're never winning a championship game. Go fuck yourself. Jalen Hurts is a bust. Number 6 in the draft. Whoever is number 6 in the draft were the fucking Philadelphia Eagles pick because they tanked on Week 17. Bust. Already, I'm pre-cursing them. They will not win a championship. They are busted. Bust. Fuck you, Philadelphia. I get it. Why would they want to help the Giants? But they can go fuck themselves.
No, he also. How about having some fucking integrity? The Jets have more integrity than you. They could have laid down. They could have laid down and had the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. They could have just laid down. No, they went out and they won some fucking games.
Fuck you, Philly.
Because they have some fucking honor and respect. It said, no, you lay down and you cost me fucking money because I put a futures bet in Week 9 on the goddamn Giants to win the division. Then Daniel Jones gets hurt and all this bullshit plays out. And then it comes down and you fucking throw the goddamn division. You throw it.
May the Philadelphia Eagles never win anything meaningful ever again in their entire existence.
I used to hate the Eagles just because they because
they're the Eagles. Fuck
beat the Packers back in the day too, and all that shit on 4th and 26. I've always hated that. But then after that, they always drafted Notre Dame players for years and years and years. They would always, if there was a defensive Notre Dame player drafted, the Eagles would take him. So I fucking hated them more too. The last couple of years, it's faded. I haven't hated them as much. The hate is back, baby. Good. The hate is back.
They can go fuck themselves.
Peterson. You Brett Favre backup. The only reason you won a Super Bowl, I've covered this already, is because of Frank Reich. You're going to be fired in 2 years while Frank Reich still has his job because he carried your ass in that offense to the Super Bowl. Fuck you, Doug Peterson.
May Carson Wentz leave the Eagles to go to Frank Reich, reunite with him on the Colts, and then I hope they just fuck up the Eagles every time they play them from then. The Giants.
The MVP next season. I hope he wins the MVP next season on the Colts.
I would be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. Carson Wentz not in an NFC East jersey. I'm cool with him. After that.
Just to prove how inadequate Doug Peterson is.
The Giants also just re-signed their defensive coordinator that was getting head coaching possible. He was getting interviews for head coaching jobs. He was also in the discussion for possibly actually getting the jobs. And
I'm fucking angry now.
The Giants just re-signed him for 3 years. If you don't think the Giants are building something, do you not think they're going to remember this? Do you not think they're going to remember this next? Did you forget you have seasons in the future that you have to play, and they're going to be fucking pissed off and fuck your team up?
And they're also going to have Saquon back.
Ever heard of him?
Hopefully I think he's such just a ridiculous athletic freak that he'll be back and he'll be okay.
He's going to Adrian Peterson, everybody. Watch.
Oh, I hope so.
Moving on. I could go on about this all day. I already did. Check out Claire and Big Blue podcast if you'd like to hear my rant from last night. it was a much longer rant. It was about a 30-minute rant on that situation. But fuck Doug Peterson. Fuck the Eagles. I get it. It's an irrational reason to be angry. And the Giants had other opportunities to make the playoffs. I understand that. But on Sunday night, it was the only opportunity the Giants had to make the playoffs at that point. So go fuck yourself if you're going to get mad at me over it. Moving on. Another not cool, the roof construction going on in my apartments. Really just the construction in general. I get it. Hey, we're going to do things to the apartments. I think it's been my not cool like 85 different times where it's like, they were like, hey, what would y'all look for? Would y'all look for things like this? I was like, I just don't want any changes. Like no changes. Please don't change anything. Leave it the way it is. We have signed a lease to live here 3 times because it's the same. Like, I don't want it to change. Don't bring in anything. Don't get rid of anything. It's cool. We're good. And they're like, we're going to bring in valet trash. It's like, we have trash chutes. I don't need valet trash. We're good. We're Gucci. Whatever. Now, they're like, hey, we're doing all this roof work. And they won't.
You are as far away from the valet trash as it gets in your apartment.
Well, no, because like valet trash is you set it out and then they come pick it up.
No, but I'm sorry, as the trash chute. So
yeah.
if you don't have a problem with it, and by the way, which is 20 yards?
Not that far. Yeah, not bad at all.
It's 20 yards. And you're as far as, so when you're like, no, I'm good, I don't need it, it's really not a fucking problem.
So just, I don't know. It's mostly just change with my apartment complex. Just like, I understand. Hey, things happen. You got like, we have new management, all this stuff, but they're trying to do all this stuff and they're like tearing down random things. They're doing other stuff, but they were working on the roof and like, they decided to work on the roof the 2 weeks that I was off of work. And they started at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Which when you're trying to sleep in, when you wake up at like 3:30 normally, like that's like maybe 8:39 is as far as I can sleep in. And when they're bang, 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 stop, boom, 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 hammer, nah. Stop at 8 o'clock in the morning. Chill the fuck out, dude. Knock it off. What the fuck?
This is where you should have thrown your weight around a little bit.
No, I don't want to be. Nobody likes that guy.
Nobody likes that guy, but you can be that guy going, I don't want to be that guy, but maybe if you don't start on top of my apartment, like if you don't work on top of my apartment until about 10 o'clock, maybe I won't have to use my platform to blast your management company to the thousands of people that follow me.
I'm not naming names.
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
if
you would never do it.
Name names.
Obviously, Alex, you never do it. You just use the threat, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But use the threat. They go
see all of the subscribers we have on YouTube in the future, and they're like, oh, shit. Pastor Gabe has a lot of YouTube followers and subscribers. You better not fuck with them. But it was just frustrating. And then they did, like, they were putting tar and stuff. I'm sure whatever they're doing is helping the roof, but it was just like, why did you pick the week that everybody had off for, like, Christmas and New Year's? Like, start that shit in the New Year. Yeah. Like, hey, don't do it when people are off the 2 weeks of the year that everybody is off.
When everybody's off, let's make the maintenance crew come in.
Because, like, today, yeah, you wake up some people that are working from home. Like, 2 weeks ago, you wake up the whole fucking apartment complex. And these, like, I shared on my Instagram, I think it was my Not Cool too, where it was like the people across the way decided it was a great idea to start jackhammering the parking garage at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
It was like, when did like 9 a.m. not become the cutoff? Like 9 a.m. is when you start. 9 a.m. It's my fault.
For manual labor,
at 9 a.m.
Yes.
Like we don't need a jackhammer until 9. Like that's normal. That's not an unreasonable request. So then they started like they were putting tar and this like grit stuff down, so that was everywhere, and then they were trying to clean that up. But like my balcony, we're on the top floor of my apartments, and like the balcony has just like it's got like a glove just covered in tar on it, and it's got like some like it looks like somebody just took like a cheese grater to styrofoam and just like shredded it, and it went all over the like turf in our balcony. And then there's a bunch of like saran wrap looking shit, and it's like, okay. I went down to the office. I was like, what are we gonna do about this? And they're like, well, they're gonna be done when they're done. I was like, you're right. Like, when are they gonna clean my balcony? And apparently they're gonna come power wash the balconies to clean them. But my whole plan was just like, all right, cool. Like, I'm just going to come and drop my trash off in front of the front office until we figure this out. Like, I've stood out front of model units and told people not to rent before. Like, you think I can't stoop lower than that? Oh,
you should make sure you tell them, hey, listen, before you come to power wash this balcony, you better let me know 30 minutes ahead of time. You give me an exact within
Well,
5
it's going to be
range.
a Wednesday that we're doing the podcast. Absolutely. Every time that we're doing any sort of construction or anything in my apartments for the history of this podcast, it has been time for them to come do maintenance.
No, just
Like,
just
I'm doing
really,
something.
really just be a dickhead about it. Listen, I work from home. There is a 1 hour window of week or a 3 hour window during the week where I cannot be disturbed. You cannot do this. If you show up during this time, I'm going to leave a flaming bag of human feces right by the office if you try and do it then. Give me a 30-minute heads up. I'll let you know if that's okay or not. If not, move on to the next building. Come back later.
But like painting the buildings too, like it's just I don't like the changes. I don't like the changes at all.
Oh, I'm with you. I hate change. I don't like change at all.
But like, cause my whole thing is like, hey man, you know why I kept renting here? Because it was the way it was. Not because like I wanted a bunch of different things. When I didn't rent there being like, can you guys change all this stuff? It was kind of like, I like living here. This is growing great.
Yeah.
Let's not change it. This is consistent. I'm cool with it.
I enjoy living here, so I signed up again, and then you change shit. I might not enjoy living here.
And again, they're changing stuff that I just, in my mind, I'm assuming is going to raise rent, and I don't like that. Like, well, we painted it white instead of like tan. I'm like, well, I don't want that.
Okay, but I signed at this rate, and if it raises, just know I won't be living here.
I will be moving. Yeah. So that was not cool. And then my final not cool this week is, I think this is the third consecutive like actual podcast we put out that's not a best of, that this has been a not cool, and it's my pharmacy. My pharmacy is my not cool. Now, this is a month-long ordeal we're in, guys. This is a month-long ordeal between my doctor's office, my insurance company, and the pharmacy. And originally the issue is that my insurance would just, they were like, hey, the prescription you've had for the last like 10 years, we're just going to stop approving it. Called, got that issue resolved. Issues resolved. Then the doctor's office, it was like, hey, well, actually we needed to send one more form. We've sent that form. Cool. So I was like, all right, well, everything should be good to go. Yesterday I went there. Like, actually, no, it's not. So I called the insurance company. I called the doctor's office because it's not the pharmacy's fault. Why would it be the pharmacy's fault? Oh, it's the pharmacy's fault. There is an error in their fucking system that made them think my birthday was the wrong birthday or whatever. So me telling them my birthday fucked up their whole system or whatever it was. And I was like, well, I didn't tell you that. Like, I've never told you my birthday was in September. I don't know why you would think that. That's on y'all. And my whole thing was like, can I get my fucking prescription today? I would like my prescription. I would like my prescription. I would have liked my prescription over any of the last 4 weeks that I've been trying to continuously come to this Walgreens and pick the same fucking prescription up that you guys have been telling me to go fuck myself for. Today, they fixed the result and they're out of stock. Out of stock. So like, we got to order it. I was like, you know what would be really cool is like, if you could have ordered it like a month ago. If you could have ordered it anytime in the last 4 motherfucking weeks, it would probably be here. Also, your pharmacist, just build it. I don't fucking know how drugs work.
Can't you just go to a different Walgreens?
I don't know, man. It's the one I go to. I don't want to fucking change all this shit.
Just go to a different Walgreens. They've got.
I just want medicine. I'm so mad right now.
It's
mad.
Adderall, right?
It's been a fucking it's Adderall.
Yeah, just go to a different Walgreens. I bet they have it in stock.
Attention span of a goldfish. I have an attention span of a goldfish.
Just go to a different
Walgreens.
Walgreens.
The last 4 weeks, I've just been like,
hold on. Do you think your Walgreens is the only Walgreens that will honor your prescription?
No, but it's such a bitch to get everything like where your doctor knows where to send it. Everybody else knows where to send it. All these other people knows. But they're doing it because of COVID. They have electronic ones where they can't just send it. Like I have to get them to send it to another Walgreens. It's already at this Walgreens, so it's like
okay. I don't know how prescriptions work because I'm healthy.
And
your mom's a pharmacist.
And your mom's a pharmacist. So.
Yeah, I'm not.
But you're half pharmacist.
Alex, your mom's a teacher. Do you know how to teach her fucking subject?
I did teach music for.
Shut up!
Semester.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We've been over this.
Play a lot of rock and roll. Then there was that talent show.
I don't know. If I knew how to do what my mom does, then I'd be a pharmacist too. And I'd make a lot more goddamn money than I do right now.
So that's my not cool, guys. Those are my not cools. I have 3 not cools for about 3 weeks. So there we go. Done.
I've just got a couple. One said Brady, the family dog. We had to put him down. He was old though. We knew it was coming. He was the best boy in the history of good boys, and he was a great boy, and I love him. My other one was about a week ago. week and a half ago, I accidentally punched my sister's dog in the head. I was she was laying in bed with her dog, and I was just like, my knees were on the ground, but my torso was on the bed, loving the dog. I'm playing with her. Finally, I decided to get up, so I just kind of put my hand down on the bed to like push myself up. Her other dog, the little bastard Satan sent from fucking hell, was underneath the covers right next to that, and I didn't know. So as I put my left hand down to brace myself and push up, he jumps out and tries to bite me in the hand. As I'm putting that hand down, the other arm's going up to brace myself and push up more. That dog jumps out. My other hand slips, punch the dog right in the head. Not with a shit ton of force, but like, I got her. So like, I'm literally like, anybody that's watching the video, I go.
I have been laughing so hard the whole time that you started.
In my hand, it's just like, just as I'm pushing up and bracing the other hand slips, and I just like, bam, right above the ear, clocked her.
The dog was knocked out, cold.
No. She was good. She just kind of gave me
to revive it.
She just gave me like a, what the fuck did that look like? I'm sorry, what did I do? And I was like, no, I'm sorry. It's your asshole fucking brother, satanic little bullshit dog's fault. And I had to give her more love. And I was like, I punched a dog in the head. I feel terrible. But also just reinforces that I hate that other fucking dog. Because he made me punch a good dog. So yeah, that was a pretty big not cool for me. Never thought I would assault an animal.
Yeah. Way to go, buddy.
Not my fault.
Way to go.
Blame Satan, a.k.a. Smokey.
Robert, what pent-up anger do you have?
So I mentioned this. This happened like before even Christmas, maybe like December 18th or something like that. Fireworks started going off in my neighborhood.
Whoa.
Like even before Christmas.
You gotta test them out, dude.
No, you don't. Because they kept going from that day. I just checked because they started on the 21st. They kept going up to the New Year. Luckily, though, they didn't go too far past the New Year, maybe a day or two. And even if they did, it wasn't like anywhere close to like New Year's Day. It was just like maybe one or two, and then they'd be like, I'm going to save these other four for the next 4 days for whatever reason. So yeah, those fireworks, like, and then
do you ever buy? Like, have you buying fireworks? They're so fucking expensive. Like,
they're so
like
expensive.
I'm mad, but I'm also like kind of just like impressed that people have fireworks to shoot off for like 19 days. Where you're like, you probably spent $1,000 on fireworks if you have that many fireworks to shoot off. In my mind, it's
saving all this money.
Well, right, because to me, like I always liked, like a couple times, like we'd do, like in college and stuff, we'd go to the lake or whatever and do 4th of July or whatever you're doing. You're like, hey, let's all go to the fireworks stand and throw down some money and do this, and everybody throws in like $40 or whatever, and it's like, cool, we got like 12 fireworks, neat. And it's like not including sparklers and everything else that like is not as expensive, but it's like all like the ones that go up in the end go boom. Like those are like $20 a pop, I feel like, at least. And it's like, how do you have that many fireworks where you're shooting multiple fireworks a night for 15 days? Like, did you drop all of the money that you made this year on fireworks?
Also,
I'm not knocking fireworks, but it's just it's amazing that people can buy that many.
You get New Year's Eve, and then
I think you get a 3-day pad. You get a 3-day pad on 4th of July, New Year's Eve. You get 3 days before, 3 days after.
No,
I'm fine with it.
No,
I mean,
no.
Depending on the times. Depending on the times. As long as we're not doing it in the middle of the night.
No. You get either
the world goes that way.
The day before and the day of, or the day of and the day after. That's all you get. Also,
because you should burn them up at the day after. But I get it.
No, because you need to think about the puppers as well. And also, fuck the guys that are just like, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but I got myself some M60s. I'm just going to start blowing them off and scaring every goddamn dog right now so that they can't but it makes noise, and you're like, oh, I don't care that every dog in the neighborhood can't poop for 3 days because they don't have any goddamn time because they're terrified all days.
That's not their fault. That's not their fault.
No, fuck you. Like if you're gonna explode fireworks, you do it at night. You don't.
I'm not a fireworks guy. I like
You don't-
watching them. I don't shoot
don't-
them off because I'm dumb and I'll
Oh,
blow my hands up. I'll
I
blow my
love
hands
doing
up. I
that.
know it. I know it'll happen. I'll JPP myself. I'm not
But
going to do that.
I don't do it when it's light outside. Give the dogs some fucking daylight to take care of their business. Don't be like, well, there's an anthill at the end of my driveway and it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna light up a fireworks so all the dogs in the neighborhood are scared for the rest of the night and they won't pee. Like, fuck you. Wait till goddamn nighttime if you're going to set them off. And also, you buy them for New Year's Eve.
Right. Well, that's
Set them
another
off,
thing.
set them all off then.
It's
Then
like, why
you
did
have
you
some
like? How
extras.
many did you have left? Did you buy 2,000? And you were like, well, it's getting a little late. Like, how many fireworks can you shoot off in the course of an hour? Because usually it's like for
A
New
lot.
Year's Eve,
Oh,
it's supposed to be, or New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, it's like midnight. Around
I can-
like 11 a.m., 11
I
p.m.
can set
to
off.
1 a.m. is when it's usually pretty acceptable. I get it. You can shoot it beforehand. But like,
Oh,
how
I
many,
wish
like, you bought-
those
how
were
many-
the hours.
How many fireworks did you buy to have leftovers for 4 days?
Are you kidding me? My neighborhood every night was like 7 o'clock till 1 in the morning. Every day for 3 days. There's always people
So
firing
weird.
them off. Like, how are you?
weird.
How are you having time? Like, are you firing them off at 7 o'clock because you don't want to stay up till midnight? All right, I get it. And then maybe other people take over after that.
Yeah, kids.
The-
The kids don't do
but-
that. Yeah.
But then the next day, like I don't understand people that have so many fireworks that the next day you still have fireworks. You suck
The
at
next
setting
week
off
you have
fireworks.
fireworks.
You suck at setting off fireworks if you have any left over.
Yeah, you suck at setting off fireworks and you're bad at money because you bought that many. You couldn't budget
Like-
for an appropriate amount.
You could give me $5,000
Yeah, you're
dollars
not a
worth
math
of
guy.
fireworks. I will set them off in one sitting. I will set them off in one sitting because
That's the
that's
point.
when you
Like,
do
just
fireworks.
go down the line. Yeah.
Well, we set off a
agree.
good amount of
I
time.
just-
If you've ever said the words, let's save some of these fireworks for tomorrow, you're a fucking asshole. You're a fucking
Like,
asshole.
why? What are we celebrating? Like, do you like? Let's do that. Let's bring this movement around. Like, let's get like we don't have kids, so actually, never mind. But like somebody that does that, people have to have kids. Like, get a group together where you just go trick or treating November 1st. Like, oh hey, what's up, trick or treat? And like, what? It's like, oh, we ain't done yet, buddy. We're back. We didn't finish the whole neighborhood. We're going the rest of the neighborhood. It's like,
I think, all right,
I don't have any
give me a
candy.
minute. If
Like, that's the
anybody
same
does
kind of
that,
shit. It's the
walk
same kind of
back
shit
inside.
if you did that, but then before you went to every house, you just shot a firework off.
if anybody does that, walk back
It's
inside and be
trigger-
like, okay,
It's
grab your
trick-or-treating
eggs,
in the air.
grab your eggs, open the door and say, I choose treat, and start egging the parents and the children.
Okay.
That's what you do.
So fireworks. That's Robert's not cool this week. Did you have?
Yeah.
You had to have multiple ones, right?
Multiple what? Multiple not
You
cools?
had multiple not cools.
I had another one, yeah. So earlier today, I was coming back from groceries, and there's the train tracks,
He goes to the grocery store. Rich.
and the train. I saw the train moving, but the little, I don't know what do they call them,
Dividers.
guardrail.
dividers hadn't come down yet. But I'm like,
Oh.
I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna stop, even though it hasn't come down yet. I'm gonna stop because the train is like 10
You don't
feet
live
away.
your life a quarter mile at a time, I guess.
I've seen some YouTube videos, bro.
And so
I don't
stopped.
win against the train.
Yeah, exactly. You never win against a train. And so
Yeah,
I
that's what
I'm
she
gonna,
said.
I'm
That's
gonna
what she said.
concede to a train every single time.
And so
That's what she said.
I stop,
True.
and
I would.
they come down, and then another car behind me, and it's this woman driving, and immediately she's like,
Whoa!
she's frustrated. I can see her in my rearview mirror, and she's like, and she's like shaking her head, and like, the train track things have barely come down. It hasn't even been like 30 seconds, and she's already like, I can't believe this, like whatever. And I'm like, just calm down. The train is already going. It's gonna go by really quick. Like, not even 2 minutes later, like it was a really quick train. It goes by. The things haven't come up yet, but she's like, I'm gonna go around. She's gonna go around me and go around the train
little
like
gap?
dividers. Yeah, the little
Oh,
gap.
swerve through it.
It swerves through it. I'm I'm like,
She got hit by a train, died.
no, I thought she might
There's a
because
second train coming.
I thought she might because the train, when it was coming, it went forward and then it went backwards where it just came from and like hooked onto something and then went forward again. And so I thought it might do something similar where it would come back. And as she was going through it, I'm like, I don't know. Are you like really, yeah, you're that impatient? Like how, and she just seemed like really frustrated. Like I said, she was like hand on her head, like shaking her head, like, oh, I can't believe this train.
So you're not cool as women drivers. That's very sexist of you, Robert.
No,
Wow,
impatient people.
Honestly, though, like I've been that guy before. Cause like if you get stuck at like a railroad crossing when the train's coming and you're like running late, you're like, God damn it! Now I'm gonna be like 15 minutes late.
No,
but also like then when you get stuck at one and you like don't really have to go anywhere, you're just kind of like.
I don't want to hear.
But then there's times where like
trains.
the train goes on for like 15 minutes. Like how many fucking cars are on this train? When does this end?
If you didn't go to Texas State, I don't want to hear about trains from you, dude. This is one of the few times I'll be like, well, you don't know about this the way I do.
They invented trains in San Marcos.
Trains went through my fucking campus, man. So many, like, it was not weird to see somebody show up like 30 to 45 minutes late to class because they're just like, they walk and go train. And everyone's like, yeah, it happens.
That's a fucking solid built-in excuse.
Because every so often there is like, if it was me, I would just be like, well, I'm not going to fucking class today if I'm going to be this late. But like, there's times where literally you're trying to get somewhere and like, God forbid you have to get home and take a piss. And you could get stuck behind the train for half an hour. For half a fucking hour.
It's crazy. But like I also think it's crazy that like trains are still a thing when you really think about it with like all the technology.
I wish we had more trains. I want bullet trains.
Right, like but bullet trains you would like why do we not have those as like cargo? Like, you know, shouldn't that be a thing already? Like bullet trains should be developed while transferring cargo. Not regular trains. Like we should be like, hey, let's work on this to see if we can go from Houston to Dallas in 5 minutes, and then be like, boom, send it over there. Because if all this shit gets
I don't want it for cargo.
Fine. It's not human lives.
I don't want it for cargo because I don't want prices to increase on everyday goods.
I would argue they would decrease because you can get them so quickly.
Ooh, possibly fuel costs.
You can get them at all times. It's like I'll get this tomorrow. Like why would I pay more for it now?
Bro, man, Amazon next day shipping would be nothing.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like, why not?
If you could get
all of that fucking the hyperloops and stuff they're doing, why not just try that out?
If you could get from New York to Houston in like 4 hours,
if you
that'd
could
be
get
fucking
from
amazing.
Houston to Dallas in an hour, I think you would change the world.
Well, actually, the hyperloop that it looks like it would
Because then you
be
could do everything else.
It would be 30 to maybe 45 minutes. I believe.
But even if you could just make it an hour, like. That's a game changer.
Dude, imagine that.
Live in Dallas and work in Houston every single day. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. That'd be fucking awesome.
I just think it's crazy. Like when you get stuck on a train, though, like on a real train track, and you're like, this is still a thing.
Now I'm against
it. Feels like you're like in the old time. It's like you feel like you're in an old Western movie. Like, why is a train in the middle of like downtown Houston now?
I take it back. Now you just convinced me. I'm against the Hyperloop and speed trains because we've got enough people from Dallas and Houston. We don't need people going, well, I can have the job there, but still live in Dallas and be a Dallasite. I don't need more Dallas.
They know where they make their money. They know where they make their money.
Get out of here, Dallas. Oh, San Antonio can fucking live in San Antonio and work in Houston too. They took our jobs. I don't need that.
I don't know, man.
No, actually,
I just don't understand because all the Hyperloop stuff is like testing it out with like just nothing. It's like test it out with fucking gear, bro. Let's go, Amazon, Bezos, and Musk. Figure it out.
If we don't have at least the Texas Hyperloop in the next 20 years, like the Austin, San Antonio, Houston triangle, like that would be the perfect area.
Hyperloop at a certain point. We're going to
that would be, of anywhere in the country, that would be the perfect place to test out this.
I would think the
speed
tri-state
trains.
area, like New York, Connecticut, New Jersey.
Yeah, probably. But actually, no. If it could work in Texas, where we don't use trains, then it'll work anywhere else.
That's true.
Plus, that would just be dope to where you could. It only took an hour to go to a different city where it normally takes you 2.5 to 3 to 4 hours to go yell at the opposing team.
It would change the game.
I'd love it.
Let's move on to our final segment of the week. My favorite segment we do every single week, the Answers segment, guys, is brought to you by Little M Air Fresheners, the best air fresheners in the entire world. Robert has Little M Air Fresheners. Pat has Little M Air Fresheners. I have Little M Air Fresheners. Southern Star Brewing Company has Little M Air Fresheners. A lot of the Gravy Gang have Little M Air Fresheners. Just like if you have one of those little baby back bitch, little like green or black or blue or yellow or orange or red trees hanging on the rear view mirror of your car, you hate the environment because they chop down trees to make those, whereas Little M Shop throws out bird seed, which basically turns into a tree at some point. And so they're basically planting trees every time you buy an air freshener, whereas the other tree company that has real trees is ironically chopping down more trees to create those trees that you hang from your car. And they don't smell as good. The best scent you can get, the Fresh to Death. The Fresh to Death scent is the best scent that you can get because of HIPAA violations. I don't want to name names, but somebody had DM'd me. They said that they had COVID and that the first thing that they smelled when they got their sense of smell back was Fresh to Death from Little M Air Fresheners. So shout out to Little M Air Fresheners.
It's almost worth getting COVID for that.
No, it's not. But
I said it's almost.
But that was their first smell, and I was like, bro, I love you. You're cool. We get you. But T's and P's of them, I don't name names because of HIPAA. We're not a HIPAA violating kind of podcast here. We keep anonymity, which is
anemones.
Anemones.
Enema.
Animaniacs. We
Enema
keep
of the state.
Animaniacs, all right? You guys get it. But
Enema
Little
of
Air
the state of
Fresheners,
these.
they got Little M, little like journals, calendars, notebooks, the keychains, guys. The keychains. Getaway car, Taylor Swift type keychains. Dare I say Taylor Swift? Although it's kind of Taylor Swift, it's a line in the song. But still, check out littlemshop.com, littleemshop.com for the best air fresheners in the entire world. And more than stickers, they got all kinds of stuff. Go check it out, littlemshop.com, littleemshop.com, the official sponsor of our Answers segment that begins right now.
Why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question. Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
Again, guys, there's no such thing as a stupid question. If you'd
Just
like
stupid
to
people.
submit your answers questions, hashtag PTG answers at Pasquary Pod. I'm at Alex J. Milton. Pat's at not Pat D. And Robert is at Robert Rebosa 03. If for some weird reason you don't have the Twitter, answers at PasquaryPod.com. You can use that. But we do look at Twitter first, so that's the best way to go. Answer or hashtag PTG answers at Pasquary Pod. I'm at Alex J. Milton. Pat's at not Pat D. And Robert is at Robert Rebosa 03. Our first answers question of 2021 comes to us from our podcast son, Skylar Lester. At OMG, it's Skylar on Twitter. And Skylar says, do you think that Jesus knew he was born during Toyotathon?
He was
No.
born during Honda days. Happy Honda days, everyone.
It was Happy Honda Days, but it's also Toyotathon. Like, do you think he's more of a Honda Days guy?
I think so. I didn't know Toyotathon was going on now. I thought that Toyotathon was like
No, because fucking
later in the
Jan
year.
tells me every fucking 5 seconds. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know
sick
when
of
those go.
Toyotathon.
Either way, I would say no, because he might have been the Messiah, but he was not a time traveler, so he didn't know what that was.
Like Henry Ford didn't exist yet.
I mean, that's Ford, not Toyota,
Like-
but
Like he kind of created
But-
the Model T, which was cars.
your point stands. Yeah, he did not know.
So no, that was a quick one.
Also, we're not sure when Toyotathon actually falls on. I know Happy Honda
I think
Days.
it's December because they want you to buy cars for Christmas. So that's,
Well, he was born in January, so
which also just like shout out to anybody that's ever bought like multiple cars for Christmas. Like every commercial showed us where it was just like, dude, how did you just drop like $170,000? What the fuck?
Well, you trade-ins and maybe leases.
I don't fucking care. It's a ton of money to just drop on 2 cars.
Also,
Whoever
they never,
you are.
they
Whoever
never,
you are.
They never say that they're not leasing in those commercials.
I'm under the impression that they bought them. So still. It's
Oh, so am I.
Drop on
Well,
cars.
that's the impression they want you to have. All right?
Mhm.
I like to think that the person giving the gift really just want to go get a rental car, and they're gonna return it like in a few days.
They just were like, we gotta shoot a film. We gotta shoot a commercial real quick. Here you go.
Actually, that probably happens now with like influencers and shit on Instagram. Like,
Absolutely.
just bought these 4 cars for me and my bros. And
Well, we
video.
saw
By the way,
Save That
guys,
Money
these
from
aren't
Lil
for you.
Dicky. We saw Save That Money from Lil Dicky. Like, you can just get somebody to let you use their Maserati for like 5 minutes if you just give a shout at the end of your music video. So, like, I'm sure, like, oh my God, I'll give you a shout. I have like 100,000 followers on Instagram. Like, remember one of my favorite / least favorite videos of last year was the right after the protests all broke out after George Floyd. The Instagram influencer just got like destroyed online because she asked if she could borrow the drill for the guy that was boarding up windows, and she was like, she posed that picture, and then she was like, "All right," and she stuck her fist. She's like, "BLM, y'all, thanks," and hopped in her car. And I was like, "Bitch, go fuck yourself."
And there was a dude 10 feet off to the side just filming her do it.
Yeah, it's like, you don't think they're gonna post that? Okay, idiot. But yeah, fuck her. And no, I don't think he knew that he was born during Toyota time.
No.
Our next question comes from our buddy Brandon Whitehead at Brando Whitehead, and he said, "Do penguins have knees?" This is a really good question, actually.
They have needs.
They have knees. Everybody
They
has
have needs.
I would have to assume they do have knees, but just their short, squat bodies makes it look like they don't.
I kind of like to think they don't have knees.
Who
If
doesn't
you
have
look at 'em-
knees?
I don't know, penguins, maybe, perhaps, ducks, which I think like a penguin is really just like a very large duck.
Ah, I was right. Penguins do have knees.
But it looks like it's like an old football player where their knees don't really work, like their knees are just kind of locked, or like a Frankenstein. Like, that's how penguins walk. Like, they're on stilts. Like, they're like, it's like their legs are like frozen flat, and they can only they can't extend their knee, whereas we can bend our knee. They're just kind of like la 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 la.
I'm looking at
Exactly
a
what
skeleton,
penguins
and
sound
the problem is the knee. It looks like it is right at the very top of the leg, but it's there.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh, this is
That
this is
knee-
why you subscribe to the YouTube channel at Pass Gray Pod on YouTube.
Look at that! Look at that, though. You see that knee? That is right
It
there
is.
at the top.
And it also really looks like Danny DeVito as the penguin.
Actually, where that
Does
knee
it
is
not?
located,
that
where that
skeleton looks like Danny DeVito.
it does. But where that knee is located, I would have to assume that these motherfuckers are great at limbo
Probably.
because they bend backwards right at their waist.
That they're built for limbo. Best limbo animal. Penguins?
It's covered by a lot of feathers and fat is the problem.
It doesn't look like that,
Snakes?
but I guess they do. Snakes, but they can just I guess snakes are pretty good at it.
I've heard the snake knee is very delicious.
People say that sometimes. So yes, they do have knees. We all learned something here today, guys. We all learned something here today, fellas. All right, Brett Brandon at price of a ZJ. All right, guys. Like, I know we gave away the gravies already last year. Brett Brandon, right off the bat, coming out very strong for quite a few gravies awards. So I don't know if there's anybody hotter in the gravies awards watch column. Robert, your new job this year is you're tasked with like you're like the Heisman watch guy. You got like, who's in charge of these gravy awards? Like, I'm bad about it, so I need you to be my guy where you kind of chart down rookies of the year.
Mhm.
And right now, Brett Brandon looking pretty good for the MVP discussion as well as man of the year, and possibly answers questions asker of the year. But Brett Brandon, Pat, would you like to read this one?
Would you rather talk like Jar Jar Binks or look like Jar Jar Binks? Suicide is not an option. Happy New Year, gentlemen.
Happy New
I'm
Year,
assuming.
everyone.
I'm assuming if you look like Jar Jar, you're
You know
getting
who
the
Jar
same.
Jar Binks is, Robert, right?
I didn't until recently. I always heard like the name Jar Jar Binks and no one liked him, but I always
Are you
assumed he
fucking
was.
kidding me?
I always
The
assumed.
worst character in Star Wars history.
I always assumed he was like the slug
No.
thing.
No, he's
So
not
he's
the worst character
like
anymore.
the donkey
Oh
looking
no,
thing, right?
you thought he was Jar Jar? Oh my god. Or I mean, not Jar Jar. You thought he was fucking Jabba the Hutt. No, he was the worst character. Until I can't remember her name now from the new trilogy, the engineer chick that say the Asian chick. She was awful. She's the worst. She's worse than
I would still
fucking
say
Jar
Jar
Jar.
Jar is pretty bad, but
Jar Jar's
he'd
bad.
be like, Mr. Jar Jar Binks, I talk so like this. Like
I
he
would
do a lot of
take-
S's and stuff. Like
Mhm.
I would rather talk like Jar Jar Binks than look like Jar Jar Binks because you ain't
I'll
getting
take
any
look.
tang. You ain't getting any tang with
Oh,
Jar Jar
really?
Binks looks.
Really? Because did you see how he could jump? I'm going to be in the NBA, pulling down mills on
That's a good
mills
point.
on
That's a good
mills
point.
on mills. And if we know anything, as long as you're in the NBA and you're making a lot of money, you can find yourself some gold diggers.
You and your entire team can fuck some porn star if you're on the Suns.
Oh,
That's
no,
what we do know.
no,
We do know that.
no. You could all get blown by her.
Well, you're right. Get a blowjob,
And
which is
not
also
porn star,
cool. And shout out to her
Not-
for being awesome.
Not porn star, just a random hoe.
Inspirational. Inspiration.
Yeah. Well, it's
You're
also
a
when you're.
woman.
Does anybody else in the room sit there and go, how many other teams has she done this to?
That's
Because if
that's
'cause if
why
you-
like my whole
it-
idea of like running a train. Like I never was in a situation where I was asked to be in that, but it was always.
I
like,
wouldn't
me,
want to.
I'd be like, I'm good.
I ain't
Good.
Thomas. I ain't no tank engine. I ain't trying to
Yeah.
run no trains.
I feel like I would be the disappointment in the train. I would be that car that was like kind of like the wheels didn't all work. Like you'd be like, yeah, it's a little small of a car.
Bro,
This
are
car
you
is the
not
smaller of
hard?
all-
No, because there's 9 other erect penises in this room. So no, I'm not hard.
This is just weird, man. I don't know. But yeah, moving on. Let's not talk about running trains on women anymore. I would rather talk like him than look like him. Robert, what about you? Have you Googled Jar Jar Binks yet?
I have not, but he's like the donkey thing, right? Like not long nose.
Weird
Yeah.
ears and everything.
I'd look like him because if I can jump 13 feet in the air, I'm gonna be the best basketball player of all time.
You could be probably a pretty sick shortstop.
You know, I don't know who would want to listen to a podcast with someone that sounded like Jar Jar Binks. So I think I'm gonna have to go look
Good
like.
point. I'm gonna switch my answer then too because that's
Yeah.
kind of like. All right, so we're
Misa
in.
the not cool of the week. Misa don't like it the way that my
we
doggy
don't.
died.
We would look like him. We would look like it. So
Okay, well most
we
people
are-
only listen anyway.
watch. That's why you watch. You subscribe. Pass Great Pod YouTube. Do it. Robert does all this work. Let's make it worth it, guys.
Can you
it's obviously worth
imagine-
it. A lot of people.
Can you
watch this
imagine
stuff.
being like, Misa had a bad week, my doggy go, no. Like, no. That's no
That'd
way
be
to say your
really
dog
bad.
died.
That'd be bad.
No, you definitely look like
Good
Jar
point.
Jar.
Yeah, good point. Good question, Brett. And great start to the year. Another great start to the year. Reigning MVP Josh Treecottle at Joshua Tree 713. He says, "When are Christmas commercials like giving cars and other stuff running too long? And when do they need to stop? What's the date
Now,
they should end showing them?" I think now. I
Now.
think through the end
Now.
of the year because like I get it. Like
1
we
week.
all had that 2-week break. I think we all had that 2-week break where it's like you get Christmas all the way past Christmas and then till the first of the year where like everybody's kind of like not working until the first. So, like you don't have time to shoot another one, but it's like January 3rd, like then
You
you've
get-
had time. You had 3 solid days, like shoot, edit, cut up a video. Like let's get it out of there. You know?
You get 1 week after Christmas, and then cut your Christmas commercials off, dude. Just make
Is that
them. Just
also
make them
not-
snow themed. They don't make them Christmas themed
Another
anymore.
theme. And then they have like the Christmas jingles, but you just cut out a lot of the other stuff. I always think that like it is one of the most depressing parts of the year. Because like you do enjoy the Christmas, like I enjoy all of the.
I
fun
love
stuff
Christmas
with
season.
Christmas, like when Emma took down. I was going to say when Emma and I took down the Christmas. Emma took down the Christmas stuff. I did not take down the Christmas.
Stop it!
I was watching.
I've
football.
told you. I told you
I was
last
watching-
year.
It was the final
it's
NFL
a
Sunday of the
holiday
year.
tree, and you leave it up for every holiday.
We did, and we've already gone into this in previous years, but we didn't this year.
No.
but it's like my apartment.
You just throw Guinness
it's
at the
like,
tree
but
for
that-
St. Patty's.
But that corner was filled with Christmas and happiness and fun, and I got to light it up every night, and like I was excited, and it's
Emma
like
hates fun.
no, it makes sense because we're in an apartment, so you want to clean up. So like, I'm not like it was like we needed to get rid of it, but it's like a chore, and it's a chore that lingers over your head, so you might as well knock it out and not be the guy that has your Christmas tree up in February. But I just,
unless you want to celebrate
unless it's
with
a Mardi Gras or a
Valentine's
Valentine's
tree.
Day tree, I totally agree with you, which I think is acceptable. But you gotta change it, and it's like we didn't have all the decorations, so like whatever. But I just think that like when you see the Christmas commercials, like I was telling Emma yesterday that I was like you start Christmas night, like you put the Christmas tree out, and you're like, fuck yeah, it's the beginning of December, it's Christmas time, whatever. Then you got like a couple weeks left to work. Then you usually get like at least a week or maybe a little longer than that off, depending on how lucky you are. Then you go back at the beginning of the year, and it's like everything starts to kind of set in place. Like, okay, Christmas time is over. But like, it's just like every time you come home from work and you see a Christmas tree out, you're just like, I'm a little bit sadder that like it's not Christmas time. Like, I knew I had nothing to do for 2 weeks. I knew that we could just chill for 2 weeks. Like, you know, like I think the Christmas commercials are that same like comfort blanket where it's like, hey, it's Christmassy time, right? Like, just chill the fuck out, bro. It's cool if you want to drink it too. Who gives a shit, bro? The fucking
This
mayo
guy.
bowl's on. Who gives a fuck? And you're like, you're right. I will drink some more today because it's a fucking Christmas time. It's a vacation. And now it's like, once the vacation's over and you're back at work and the Christmas tree's still up, you're kind of like, fucking, man, it was a better time then. I think everybody thinks that, you know? And so, like, that's the part of it. And I think that's why a lot of companies delay bringing down the Christmas ads. But, yes, by now they should be gone. I think January 3rd, you had to send somebody in on the 2nd to go fix some shit. But, like, just put in some regular commercials at that point.
You get just over a week, but, like, yeah. Once you're a couple days into January, cut the shit.
So, good question, Josh. Good question, MVP. That is MVP Josh Treecottle. Our final question comes from our buddy Josh Posados. A lot of Joshes and Brandons today in answers. We had
Y'all
Brett
are
Brandon,
so basic.
we had Brett Brandon, we had Brandon Whitehead, we had Josh Tree, and we have Josh Posados. And Josh Posados, our final answers question of the week. He is at Josh_Posados, and he says, is laughing out loud allowed in Hawaii or only aloha? Get it?
Oh, you can laugh out loud.
Get it?
Did you ever watch Rocket Power? Uncle Tito? He used to always go, ha, ha,
We
ha,
are
ha, ha.
brothers on a mission, blah, blah, blah. If I could do some rocket power.
Man, I could go back and watch that. Probably not, actually.
Woogie,
It's
woogie,
probably
woogie,
pretty bad.
woogie, 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 woogie,
Woogie, woogie,
woogie,
woogie.
woogie, woogie.
Oh, I
We
love
still,
Rocket Power.
in our group of friends in high school, anytime anybody would do anything stupid, we'd be like, Squid! Like that was,
I forgot about
that was
Squid.
always the thing. Robert has no idea what we're talking about, but it was a
Right,
great
no, Robert had a
television show on
terrible childhood.
Nickelodeon that wouldn't translate at all if you watched now. But it was just basically like the two, like, was it the dad and the guy that ran like the tiki hut or whatever were like just
Uncle
clearly
Tito.
stoners. They're like, yeah, dude, just go break that wave, bro. And it was like Otto and Squid, and there were two other people. They played like street hockey, but it was like they were at the
No,
beach.
well, they played street hockey and they surfed and they skateboard and they rollerbladed. They were just extreme kids, bro.
It was
They
like the
did
Wild
all the
Thornberries,
sports.
but like extreme sports and in like
It was the Wild
California.
Thornberries, but no, I'm pretty sure they were in Hawaii, weren't they?
One of those places. They were in
Yeah,
some surfing place.
It was the Wild Thornberries on the beach
basically
with
yes,
extreme sports.
minus the monkey.
Yeah, and the Wild Kid, and
And
minus the mom,
Thornberries.
and minus the mom.
So yes, that is our answer.
That ended dark.
There is laughing out loud allowed in Hawaii.
Yeah, I've seen Sarah Marshall. They laugh pretty loud.
They do. They laugh very loud. Dude, we just did our first podcast of the year. We just did our
Good to
first
be back.
podcast of the year. I'm honestly like, we did our 7th annual Christmas Spooktacular. This means this is the 8th year that passed. Like, this is the 8th year that Pass the Gravy has been a podcast. What the fuck?
And the
If you told me 8 years ago when
third
we
year
were
for me?
starting, we didn't start it in January, but like if you had told me 8 years ago that like there would be a podcast I was still doing 8 years, I would have not believed you. And like, I don't know. I fucking missed the fuck out of both of you guys. I know we kind of talked in, but during like our break, but like, I appreciate you guys so much every single time we do this podcast. Everybody that's listening to this, you guys are the best. Watch us on YouTube. Pass the Gravy Pod on YouTube as well. It's a lot of fun. Leave the comments. Be like, hey, I came here because I came here to leave a comment. Go leave a comment on this week's video and be like, hey, I left a comment like you told me. Just help us out. We want to get those numbers up. Make sure you're subscribing. That's our New Year's resolution. Let's get like 1,500 subscribers to the YouTube channel, at least. Hopefully
Do
more.
it.
And Pat is going to do a toe touch, a standing toe touch in underwear. If you guys do,
I didn't say
500.
in underwear.
He said in underwear.
I'm pretty sure I heard you.
But Robert heard it. That's
Mhm.
true.
I'll
That's sweet.
do it. I
Hopefully
don't know if you guys want to see that is the problem.
They do. The people want to see
There's
it.
going to be
So
a
go
lot
subscribe.
going up
Go
and then a
subscribe.
lot going back down, too.
Did he say underwear or did he say a Speedo?
Both.
I don't own a Speedo.
Actually, I think you should do. Well, you'll get a Speedo. Get a Speedo.
If you guys buy the Speedo, I will, but it's going to look like a squirrel is stuffed into that Speedo.
do it. Just do it. dude.
Okay.
Whatever. Bro.
Okay.
Hey,
You buy it, I'll wear it.
Empower yourself, bro. We love you, Gravy Gang. Like without you guys, we would not have made it to 8 years. It means the world that there are people that spend part of their week listening to us. We love you, you guys, every single time you listen. Like I apologize that we don't get to all your questions and all that every single week, but like, we love you guys. You guys are the best. There's no gang like my motherfucking Gravy Gang, and like that. Spooktacular, Pat. Like, I don't know if you felt it. It just felt like these are our fucking ride or dies right here. And not everybody could be there. And I'm not knocking you if you went there, but it's like, I think our Gravy Gang, we're fucking family right now. And we were rowdy. We got rowdy with our with our guys and gals that are out there. And like, this is what I want. Like, this is why we started the podcast, man. So we can do things like this. We can fuck around with each other. We can have fun. We can make fun of the shit that everybody's freaking out about right now. Like, that's what we're supposed to be here for. We're just like the sideshow to whatever the fuck is really going on right now. And we just want to be a little bit of entertainment every part of your week. And we love you guys. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate you guys all for listening. I appreciate Pat and Robert. Thank you guys for spending the time with the podcast. I know it's forever, every single week, Robert, that you're doing this, but it means a lot. Robert has a podcast that you guys should listen to. A recent study suggests, and dude, this one was a pretty good one. This one was a pretty, like, if you want to know anything about COVID, go listen to this one. Robert or his partner may or may not have had COVID, and you can go listen to their whole story about why. It was pretty entertaining, and go check it out. Go give it a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to it. Same with Pass the Gravy as well. Remember, we do give a Gravy's Award for the best review of Pass the Gravy. Roast the fuck out of us. Roast the fuck out of us. Give us a 5-star review.
Alex, cut up there.
I was about to say, is this me again? Did we lose
No.
I'm
Alex?
back, though.
Right
I'm
at the end,
though.
Alex is gone.
I'm back,
Oh,
though.
man. I don't know. Does that mean it's going to...
Oh, he's back.
I'm back. I've
He's
been back
back.
here the whole time. I've been
He's
back
back.
here the whole time. But because we're having internet issues again and we don't want it to go bad, I love you guys. You guys are the best. Until we talk to you guys next week, Pass the Gravy, you motherfucking bitches!
Santa Claus through the door, brand new bag. College girls giving me head in my ass. Rocks on life, so much money will make you laugh. Hey, this bitch is late.